named after the shuttle that transports miners underground. And for the first time this season, West Virginia heads to Milan Puskar Stadium for a conference game. And for the first time in his life, Nico Marchiol touches the coal as QB1. Welcome to the Big 12 now on ESPN+, and welcome to the Gold Rush game here at Milan Puskar Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia. The Mountaineers trying to beat a team they've never beaten under their head coach Neil Brown. Texas Tech has won the last 4 in this series, and this is a monster game. Happy Saturday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the booth alongside the national champ from Ohio State, Dustin Fox. I'm Drew Carter. We'll say hello to Tori Petrie on the field in just a moment. And Foxy, obviously a huge game for obvious reasons. Conference opener. Texas Tech disappointed by those 2 losses in non-conference play. West Virginia's got to win to keep their coach off the hot seat.
The seat's been very hot here in Morgantown. There's no doubt about that. Big win last week against Pitt. You get this win against Texas Tech. Things could change for this program. The whole direction of the program could change.
Yeah, people might be trusting the climb after they took a couple steps by beating Pittsburgh last week. Joey McGuire's a positive guy. He's on the field with Tori.
So much, Drew. Coach, you told me that this is where your season really starts, the start of Big 12 play. What did you do this week to set the tone for your team?
Yeah, we had a great week of practice. You know, we're playing in a tough spot. This is a great place to play. This is what college football is all about. But we got to come out and there's 70 of us. We got to pull together and we got to get after it.
You got a big win against West Virginia last year. What's different about this West Virginia team this year?
I think they're better on defense, but one reason they are is because their offense, they're running the football. They want to keep the ball away from you. We've got to do a really good job of stopping the run today.
Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it. Drew?
All right, Tori, last year was a demolition, 48-10 in Lubbock. Neil Brown, the head coach of the Mountaineers, said, it was the worst game I've been a part of as a coordinator or a head coach. They've got some juice here at Milan Puskar today. It's a chilly Saturday afternoon with a drizzle expected for the majority of the game. West Virginia, though, won the toss and elected to receive. Reese Burkhardt kicks it away for Texas Tech. And the Mountaineers let it bounce through. They'll start with the football at the 25. And here we go. The answer to the question everyone's been asking. It's Nico Marchiol starting at quarterback for West Virginia for the first time in his collegiate career. Led them to a win in the backyard brawl against Pittsburgh last week after replacing Garrett Green on the second possession. Everything's different for him this week, Foxy. First time he's ever been a starter.
Yeah, listen, he had the entire week to practice and get all those reps with the first team. That's huge for this young man. Again, very inexperienced, has played before. But I would expect the offense to be a little bit conservative this afternoon.
Highly touted kid from Hamilton High School in the Phoenix area. A redshirt sophomore and a lefty throws his first pass complete to Hudson Clement, the wide receiver who leads them in yards this year, who was a walk-on until after week 2, picks up 9 on the first play.
Well, that's a good start. We talked with their offensive coordinator yesterday. They were talking about how they would like to get him some easy throws early in the ball game to build that confidence as they start the game this afternoon.
He only threw 9 passes, completed 6 of them against Pittsburgh for 60 yards and a touchdown. No interceptions, did have a fumble. They're trying to simplify. See a little, see a lot, is what they say. And Marchiol on the keeper here. He's got some wheels. Marchiol finds a seam and dives down across midfield. You asked me before the game, Dustin, can this guy run? I said, maybe not as well as Garrett Green, but enough.
He's got just enough wheels. What a great block on the outside by Cole Taylor. The big tight end, 6'7", does a good job freeing up that hole for Marchiol.
Marchiol to throw again. He cuts it loose up the right sideline. Lots of contact in that vicinity, and the throw is incomplete. He was trying to hit Devin Carter, the NC State transfer. Malik Dunlap in coverage for Texas Tech. Neil Brown calls the plays for West Virginia. He's an offense guy. Didn't call the plays last season. It was the first time as a head coach dating back to his days at Troy, 4 seasons with the Trojans, that he didn't call the plays. I asked him yesterday, how'd you decide to take back over? He said, my tail's on the line. If we're going to go
he
down,
knows it.
I'm going to go down doing what I know. Maybe last week changed the feeling around this program, beating their bitter rivals from Pittsburgh here at Milan Puskar Stadium. First handoff of the game for West Virginia goes to C.J. Donaldson Jr. He was the star last week with over 100 yards and a touchdown. Tackle made by Dadrian Taylor Demerson, the safety, number 1 in white and red, who's their team leader. They call him a rabbit, and he's been a star for the first 3 games.
Well, the first big third down of the game for the Mountaineers, and for Nico Marchiol, obviously it's a passing situation. Looking for your big tight end, Cole Taylor here, right in the slot.
6'7", 250. Marchiol looked that way, and he got swarmed and dumped. Jalen Hutchings on the sack. It's a Texas Tech team that last year led the conference in sacks. They've got their first one today.
Well, this defensive front has been phenomenal for Texas Tech, not just this season, but really they've given the Mountaineers a hard time the last several seasons. Those guys up front are phenomenal. Jalen Hutchings, Tony Bradford Jr., they're really, really talented players up front.
It moves West Virginia back into its own territory. Oliver Straw, the sophomore from Melbourne, Australia, out to boot it away. He can kick with both feet. He's got a sore ankle on his right foot. That's the one he decides to kick it with, and Miles Price calls for the fair catch at his own 10. A 45-yard kick from Straw sets up Texas Tech deep in its own territory, and here comes Tyler Shuck. Interestingly about this quarterback matchup today, both these guys are from Hamilton High School in Phoenix, and now they match up here in Morgantown. The difference is Shuck is about 4 years older than Nico Marchiol, and Shuck a 6th-year senior. He played his college football, started at Oregon, now at Texas Tech, and he's the unquestioned QB1 according to Joey McGuire.
Yeah, no doubt. This guy has got all the experience. The coaches said he's been good to start the season. Not great. They're looking for him to step up his game, especially as they enter Big 12 play.
Shuck can run. This is one of his best attributes. They said they clocked him on the GPS at above 22 miles an hour, which is one of the fastest in the country. Picks up 3 on his first as Anthony Wilson makes a stop.
And Drew, it was interesting. We chatted with the staff this week at Texas Tech. They really want more designed quarterback runs for Shuck to take advantage of his size and speed. At that ability, I mean, goodness gracious. 6'5", 230, can run 20 miles an hour. Are you kidding me?
Can you run 20 miles an hour?
Not anymore.
They empty it out for Shuck on 2nd down and 7. Pump to his right. Here comes the heat. And Shuck evades the pressure. It will go down as a sack, a loss of 1 or maybe 2. Edward Vesterinen, the kid from Finland, in there on the stop.
Yeah, Vesterinen's going to make the play, but it was 93. Mike Lockhart is the one that gets in there early to create the pressure to allow the tackle for loss.
Something to watch out for today, folks, is how much can West Virginia rotate on the defensive line. They've been doing the hockey-style platoon substitutions with 8 or 9 guys rotating through. With Texas Tech's tempo, that might be difficult to pull off today. 3rd down and 7. Shuck looks, throws, floats it left sideline. Receiver had a step. It was Jordan Brown, but Shuck could not complete the pass as Wilson was in coverage. 4th down.
Good coverage by Wilson on that play down the field. They don't play a lot of man coverage. They really don't. They play a lot of zone in the back end, and Wilson's just able to hold up there to create the 4th down.
West Virginia plays zone on almost 66% of opposing dropbacks, which is first in the Big 12 and top 10 in FBS. That time the man coverage leads to a 4th down, and nearly blocked as Austin McNamara barely got it away. Preston Fox calls for the fair catch around his own 35. Fox steady, hauling it in after a 52-yard punt. West Virginia, Nico Marchiol take over when we return. Football once, both teams punted. Texas Tech has won the last 4 meetings in this series. That followed a 5-game win streak by West Virginia to tie the series at 6. The only pre-Big 12 meeting was the 1938 Sun Bowl, which the Mountaineers won 7-6. And this is something that West Virginia has used as motivation. Last year, the score in Lubbock was 48-10. Not even close. Texas Tech did that with really their backup quarterback in Baron Morton and just punked the Mountaineers. And they've watched that film a lot this week.
Yeah, that was an embarrassing loss. Coaches thought about that ever since. This is a huge, huge game today, Drew.
They start on the ground with C.J. Donaldson, and he picks up a solid gain on 1st down. Wrestled out of bounds by Tyler Owens. Good to see him back in the lineup after he missed last week against Tarleton.
And Donaldson's a really good player, and for the Mountaineers this afternoon, they've got to get the ground game going, especially with the young quarterback Marchiol in there for the first time, coming off of a big performance a week ago where he had over 100 yards.
For this West Virginia team, almost 60% of their plays are designed runs, which leads the Big 12. Expect to see a lot of that today with their second-string quarterback. This time it's play action. Markiel throws, intercepted. He threw it right to him. Texas Tech ball. It's Malik Dunlap. And stay hot, young fella. He had 2 picks in the first quarter last week. He's got 1 less than 5 minutes in today.
All of a sudden, Dunlap has come out of nowhere to become a big-time player in this secondary. And they were just raving about him this week. The guy just has a nose for the football. I just don't know. Markiel's looking at right here. Double coverage. Dunlap cuts right in front. And frankly, they're lucky that wasn't a pick 6.
A 21-yard return for Dunlap. He did have a pick 6 on the first possession last week. So the Red Raiders set up with great field position. Shuck in the shotgun, Taj Brooks to his right, and 28 gets the call. He had an outstanding game last week against the Texans. 19 carries for a career-high $158, picks up 5 here.
Man, he is such a talented back, Drew. If I was Texas Tech, I'd be trying to give him the football a lot more. He's going to play on Sundays.
That's what Neil Brown said in his press conference this week. Shuck dumps it down to him. Brooks, the running back, out of the backfield, will move the sticks across the 25. Lee Koba, one in those Gold Rush uniforms, is West Virginia's leading tackler for the 2nd year in a row.
And you can just see the tempo from the Red Raiders. They do want to run a lot of plays. Sometimes they'll get up to the line, they'll run tempo really, really fast. Sometimes they'll just get up there and not allow the defense to sub and just try and, create some confusion for the defense without allowing them to huddle.
Jerron Bradley's the motion man. He's Texas Tech's top wideout, 9 in white and red. Shuck after the play fake. Slings it left sideline. That is caught but incomplete. They say he was out of bounds. He was trying to find the tailback Brooks again.
Yeah, nearly a really good catch on the sideline. Not sure if he was out of bounds or dropped the football. Take another look. Yeah, he's out of bounds. Barely.
Close.
Very, very close. Yeah.
West Virginia making those substitutions along the defensive line. Shuck will test it with his legs. Puts the left shoulder down, and the 6'5", 230 quarterback delivering some punishment. Aubrey Burks finally brought him down.
And you can see how big and physical Shuck is when he takes off with the football. Breaks a couple of tackles. Look how difficult it is to bring him down. Just bounces off of Burks.
3rd down and 7 for Texas Tech. Their kicker, Gino Garcia, hit a 54-yarder in week 1 against Wyoming, so they're well within his range. Granted, that was at altitude, but this would be a makeable kick for him.
And they are in man coverage here, Drew.
Chuck looking, they bring the blitz, they got to him. Is that a forward pass? No signal yet. Marcus Floyd was on the pressure for West Virginia. And they'll call it incomplete. 4th down and 7 as the ball went out of bounds anyway.
Drew, Jerron Bradley, number 9, was so wide open going down the hash mark. If the pressure doesn't get there, that's going to be a house call. An easy touchdown that was missed.
Just didn't have time to get it to him. Marcus Floyd, who was questionable coming in, the Murray State transfer, got to Shuck and sets up a 39-yard attempt for Gino Garcia, who has had his fair share of struggles this season, but that one is pure. And the Red Raiders are on the board first. Well, Gino Garcia got some advice from a Texas Tech legend this week. We will tell you about that when we return. Welcome back to a chilly Saturday in Morgantown. Temperatures in the low 60s. It was drizzling earlier. A breezy afternoon for the Big 12 conference opener. Gino Garcia just made it 3-0 Texas Tech. Garcia, a guy who got some advice from Lynn Elliott, the Texas Tech legendary kicker, won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. Texted Joey McGuire this week, gave Garcia some pointers, and they paid off early as he was good from 39. Reese Burkhardt kicks it away for the Red Raiders. It'll be a touchback for the West Virginia Mountaineers as we go down to Torrey Petrie.
Yeah, Joey McGuire got some pointers this week from Texas Tech's basketball coach. Historically, Texas Tech has not played well on the road under Joey McGuire, so he texted the basketball coach, Grant McCaslin, who does play really well on the road, asked for some advice. He said, you got to get really tight in the huddle. Put your hands on each other's backs, because that physical closeness is a psychological signal that you are going to war together in a hostile environment. So if you see that huddle a little tighter today, that's why.
And Tori, I want to do a high five counter on the broadcast today.
I love that.
We can get a graphic around that.
I'm going to mark him down.
All right. Grant McCaslin, the old coach at North Texas, it was one of the best group of 5 programs in college basketball, now the head coach at Texas Tech. Mark Ewell on the handoff to C.J. Donaldson, testing the left side. A physical runner for the Mountaineers across the first down marker and toward the 40-yard line. Dadrian Taylor Demerson finally brings him down after a gain of 15.
I think you call this an angry run, Drew, as you watch him get a great block from Traylon Davis, the tight end, coming across the formation and then just breaking tackles and carrying defenders.
Somebody get C.J. Donaldson a scepter.
Yeah.
Put him on angry runs with Kyle Brandt.
Kyle Brandt.
Donaldson, 6'1", 238 out of Miami. And they give it back to him, going around the right side. This one a shorter gain. You know, Donaldson, a guy who was fairly lightly recruited compared to his college production. A way a lot of coaches actually saw him was Trey Lathan was his high school teammate at Gulliver Prep. Lathan, a starting linebacker for West Virginia. They were high school teammates, and coaches would go down to see Lathan. They'd be like, who's this running back? And he ends up in West Virginia. Those guys now playing together.
It's funny, you hear those stories all the time. Players that are under recruited and they've got a star player on their team. All of a sudden coach comes in and like, who's this dude? And here he is, starting running back for the Mountaineers.
He gets a breather here as Jalen Anderson's in the game at running back. He picks his way forward out to about the 45, a 4-yard gain. Josiah Pierre makes the tackle for Texas Tech. That's a story to watch. No Jacob Rodriguez again for the Red Raiders, so they've moved guys around. Pierre playing somewhat out of position at the will spot.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Obviously, they lost Rodriguez in that Wyoming game. Kind of one of those players that could be the heart and soul of your defense. Really has thrown a wrench in things at the linebacker position.
It's 3rd down and 5 for the Mountaineers. 0 for 1 on 3rd down today. Design run for Mark Ewell. He ran into his own offensive lineman, but he should still have enough to move the chains at midfield.
That's not something you typically see from the Mountaineers. Shifting to an empty formation and obviously a design quarterback run, a really good call on 3rd down.
He almost got tackled by his center, Zach Frazier.
Well, those dudes are so big up front. My goodness, I think it'd be difficult to avoid those guys. One of the best offensive lines in the Big 12.
They're also grown men. Frazier,
they are.
Brandon Yates, and Doug Nestor, the 3 starters on the right side. They're all married. 5 plays now, 5 runs, all on this drive. Rodney Gallagher, the 3rd, splits some tacklers, and he's down near 1st down yardage again. Taylor Demerson on the stop.
Really like the way that they're kind of spreading the ball around. They want to keep it on the ground, but they're doing it in a variety of ways. This with the end around. Again, these guys are very, very physical, breaking many tackles from Texas Tech thus far. You can tell this game means a lot to the Mountaineers and to Neil Brown.
Second down and short for the Mountaineers. Donaldson back in there. He's their short yardage bell cow, and he moves the chains. Near the 30-yard line, Tyler Owens again on a tackle for Texas Tech. Now, this is something we've seen really all drive. Tomas Rimac got banged up a few plays ago, but he stayed in the game, and now he's on the field. Rimac, the redshirt sophomore out of Brunswick, Ohio. They're looking at that left ankle.
Take a look at exactly what happened. It's going to come across on the left side. 55. Again, working against the big fella, Jalen Hutchins, 95. And then just kind of at the end, just kind of walks back and goes down to his knees.
And that's really a strength of this West Virginia team. Maybe the strength is the offensive line.
So many starts, so much experience. so many wives. 3 guys are married.
So many
on
marriages.
Yeah, exactly.
The defensive coordinator from Texas Tech, Tim DeRuyter, said, "Didn't think we'd see that until we played BYU."
That's right.
6 plays on this drive, all runs, make it 7 for 7 as Donaldson around the left edge delivers some punishment to a Texas Tech defender. Tyreek Matthews, the linebacker, ushers him out of bounds.
And you can even just see the physicality here at the end of the run from Donaldson as Matthews comes up to make the tackle, and then he's like, "Yeah, you want some of this?" Okay.
Actually weighs more than the linebacker, Matthews. Speaking of big guys, that's the tight end Cole Taylor at 6'7", 250, and the LSU transfer's got a first down and a gain of 8.
It's a very, very efficient drive with all the runs, and then they mix in a little RPO. And again, talk about that tight end Cole Taylor. That's a guy that could play on Sundays. Such a mismatch nightmare from that position. And you know, the offensive coordinator we talked with this week, obviously Chad Scott, he said they want to get him so much more involved in this offense, especially with this young quarterback.
On first down and 10, Marchiol again on the keeper. We've seen him do this a few times early, and it's a short gain on first down. But going back to what you were saying about Taylor, Marchiol said in his post-game press conference last week, the guy's 6'7". It's hard to miss it. You just put it in the vicinity, he's going to make the catch.
He's a monster. You know what they say about his wingspan, it's like the size of the room.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But now here, an area of the field, Drew, where Texas Tech a season ago, they were top 10 in red zone efficiency defensively. They sort of bow up when they get down inside the 20.
After the short gain on first down, again they run it, and again they pick up almost nothing. That's Donaldson one more time. It sets up third down and long. So the 11th play of the drive coming up. It's been almost all runs so far for West Virginia. Just one pass, and there is an injured Red Raider. It's Quincy Ledet Jr., a reserve defensive lineman. You see Garrett Green there, the QB1 entering the season, who hurt his ankle last week against Pittsburgh. He is dressed. They described him as a game-time decision, but he could play if necessary. Third down and 9 for West Virginia. When we return, we'll update the injury to Quincy Ledet as the Mountaineers are in the red zone. West Virginia honoring the 30th anniversary of the 1993 Mountaineer football team. And the 2023 edition faces a third down and 9 here inside the Texas Tech red zone. They've been almost all run on this drive. This is the 11th play of the drive, and it's only been one pass. Jalen Anderson is the running back next to Nico Marchiol. The lefty quarterback looks to throw. Now looks the other way, scans his progressions. There's a flag down as Anderson makes the grab, and he is dragged down just in front of the line of scrimmage by Ben Roberts, the redshirt freshman linebacker. Will check the marker.
There was some contact in the secondary off the left side. I'm not sure if they're going to call defensive holding or maybe pass interference. It's hard to say.
We'll get the call from Kevin Boitman.
Holding, number 8, defense. Half the distance to the goal line, automatic first down.
That's the senior linebacker, Josiah Pierre.
Now you'll see it right here on Preston Fox, the one that goes down. Great last name.
He's foxy.
And sort of bails out the Mountaineers as they get a first down out of it. So, again, a very impressive, efficient drive by WVU.
This drive approaching 6 minutes of game clock time. It started at 8:40. Marchiol on the give. Donaldson shed the first tackle, but he's going nowhere. Maybe a gain of 1 on first down and goal. There's Pierre making the tackle. I mentioned Pierre sort of playing out of position. He moved inside after the injury to Jacob Rodriguez, who's still out. QB draw for Marchiol, sifting his way forward. He's inside the 5, down to about the 2 to set up third and goal for the Mountaineers.
I love these design quarterback runs. And they got Jaquay Hubbard in there now, 66. He's the one that gets down the field and You see Mark Gill's able to kind of just play off him as we've got an injured Red Raider down.
Let's go down to Torrey.
Yeah, Thomas Remax took quite some time in the medical tent, and he just came out. His foot is all taped up. He did some jogging. He's currently getting down in his stance and testing that out. We'll see if he's able to go back in this one, but they definitely are testing to see if he's able to.
Okay, Tori, that'd be a big loss for West Virginia. Again, there's so much continuity on that offensive line. Remack, the starting left guard. As for the current injury, it's Tyler Owens, the safety for Texas Tech, who missed last week against Tarleton.
And we didn't know if he was going to play in this game.
He's one of their top athletes at 6'2", 210. The defensive coordinator, Tim DeRuyter, said he might be the fastest guy on the team at that size. So 3rd down and goal. What do you like here, Foxy?
Put the football in number 8's hands and quarterback run it, or give you an option to, RPO, get outside the pocket. I certainly don't like anything drop back here. I think you either, again, design quarterback run or get it on the outside the perimeter.
If you think about how this offense is designed around Garrett Green, his best skill is his athleticism. You got to think there's a lot of QB run in the playbook.
Now, this might be a handoff to Donaldson. They bring the big fullback in the game, Luke Hamilton, 35. So you got 2 tight ends in the backfield.
It's an old school formation for West Virginia on 3rd and goal from the 2. They give it to Donaldson, and he is in for the touchdown. This time Donaldson waits till he gets to the sideline to take his helmet off. He scored last week against Pittsburgh and took it off in the end zone. West Virginia's got their first 6 of the game.
I think he learned his lesson after that one. Scott wasn't too happy with him after that play a week ago. But nonetheless, a phenomenal drive. 13 plays, 12 runs, 12 angry runs on that drive.
And almost 7 minutes of action. Michael Hayes out for the extra point. Into the haze after the cannons fire here at Milan Puskar Stadium. Under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. West Virginia has its first touchdown today.
Gotta love this. You bring in 4 tight ends, including a fullback, and you go old school power to the end zone. Mountaineers with a very impressive drive, setting the tone early from Morgantown.
C.J. Donaldson, touchdowns in back-to-back weeks. He was the star against Pittsburgh last week with over 100 yards in the score. He's got West Virginia's first score today, celebrating with Garrett Green, who's very active on the sideline, even though he has not played yet.
Michael Hayes, Mountaineers, said Dre McRae, 14 Xavier White.
9 carries, 41 yards, and the touchdown today for Donaldson. That is a short kick, returnable for Dre McRae of Texas Tech. And he works his way out to the 40. Tripped up finally by the kicker, Michael Hayes, as we check in with Tori.
Yeah, C.J. Donaldson, he calls that offensive line the Great Wall of China. He has a really good relationship with them. The coaches were telling us that in camp, he missed a read, and the offensive line gave him a hard time. Man, you can't be missing that read. And then they said, hey, you can give it back to them, too. If they miss a block, you let them know. They really have a mutual respect for each other.
Yeah, Matt Moore, the offensive line coach and assistant HC here in Morgantown, said, hey, don't forget to tell them if they miss a block. See those 13 plays, 12 of them runs for West Virginia, capped off by Donaldson's score. After the 32-yard return from McRae, good field position for the Red Raiders at their own 39. And they start with what should be a pass from Shuck to Dre McRae, and he goes down in a hurry. Aubrey Burks blew it up for a loss of 3.
This is just such a great safety play by Aubrey Burks. Tracking the football. You'll see number 2 just flying your screen. Look at the angle he takes. Terrific job. That's how you coach it up every single time. Really good play by one of their best safeties.
All Big 12 second teamer last year, had an interception last week against Pitt, one of 3 for the Mountaineers. 2nd and 13. Shuck to throw. Lots of time. Now he tucks it and runs. And he takes a big hit. A gain of 6 for Shuck. Koba in there on the stop for West Virginia. Ben Cutter as well, the freshman number 15, delivered the punishment.
Cutter's the one who came in there second and really delivered a blow on Shuck.
There's a lot of depth on this West Virginia defense, specifically up front.
He looks to be shaken up a little bit.
He's taken a lot of hits in this first quarter.
Yes, he has.
Under a minute left in the opening stanza. Tech 0 for 2 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 7. Shuck throws incomplete. He was looking for the big tight end Baylor Cupp at 6'6", and Shuck is injured.
Well, that is not good news for the Red Raiders.
It's Marcus Floyd on the coverage for West Virginia. Shuck gripping that left ankle. Looks to be in a lot of pain.
Take a look at the hit at the end of the run. Definitely gets that left ankle rolled up on by Lee Koba. I think he's the one who kind of made the tackle first, the initial hit. And that's not good news. It's obviously Baron Morton would be the backup. There's a look at Baron.
Oof. Rolled it the other way on a pass.
Well, I think he rolled it the previous play, and you wonder, was it just unstable because he just tried to plant that foot. Oh my goodness, that's not good.
You see the head coach Joey McGuire out there to check on him as well. There is a cart coming out to tend to Tyler Shuck. You see the relationship between head coach and quarterback. Shuck engaged to his fiancee Jordan this offseason, and Joey McGuire will officiate that wedding. So those guys are very, very close. And this,
Drew, from the looks we've seen, we're not going to show it again. I don't think he's coming back in this game. Obviously in a lot of pain.
A nice gesture from the fans here in Morgantown, cheering for the veteran quarterback as he gets up. And Tyler Shuck will leave the field. Last word from his head coach, Joey McGuire.
And they got that air cast on that left ankle to immobilize it. Feel for that young dude.
It's been a long and winding road in his collegiate career. 3 years at Oregon, graduated with 2 degrees, and his 2nd year at Texas Tech. And he puts up that Texas Tech symbol with his thumb and index finger. So good to see Shuck putting the guns up as he leaves, but looks like a pretty bad ankle injury for Texas Tech starting quarterback.
We certainly hope it's not as serious as it looked. You never know. But that young man has played a lot of college football in his 6th season. You hate to see that happen to anybody. Certainly for somebody who's put in so much time and hard work.
And next time we see the Texas Tech offense, we expect to see number 2, Baron Morton. The punt from Austin McNamara sends Preston Fox back to his own 5. And Fox breaks out of a tackle close to the 25-yard line. With 16 seconds to play in the first quarter, West Virginia takes back over after their 13-play touchdown drive. A 19-yard return for Fox.
That last drive by the Mountaineers was just so efficient. You know, 12 runs. You eat up nearly 7 minutes of clock. You see how physical these guys have showed up early in this ball game. And really, if you're Chad Scott and Neil Brown, this game plan has been executed perfectly outside the one interception that Nico Marchiol threw early in the game. You get down to the red zone, get a little power. Donaldson in the house.
See, West Virginia has run for 75 yards on 16 carries. They throw for the 5th time today, and they set it up for Cortez Braham, the senior from Baltimore, tackled by Dadrian Taylor-Demerson on what should be the final play of the first quarter. So Nico Marchiol has the lead for West Virginia in his first game as the starting quarterback. Big 12 conference opener. The Mountaineers have not beaten the Red Raiders since 2018. They lead by 4 after 15 minutes here in Morgantown. Trailing 7-3 as we start the second quarter here in Morgantown. Dustin Fox, we just saw their starting quarterback Tyler Shuck go off with what looked like a pretty severe ankle injury. How does that affect the sideline?
Well, when you lose a leader like that in the middle of the game, it's really, really difficult. Obviously, they're going to have to bring in their backup, who is, Baron Morton, who's got some experience. But goodness, I go back to when I was with the Philadelphia Eagles and Donovan McNabb, middle of the season, tears his knee up and is gone for the year. And we were lucky we had a really good backup in Jeff Garcia. Just don't know how good Morton's going to be, especially almost kind of similar to what happened to West Virginia a week ago in the backyard brawl, where their starter goes down.
Great point.
Then you have to bring a backup in who didn't get those reps during the week.
Well, Morton was a highly touted recruit, and he has played, as you mentioned, a lot of football for a guy only in his second year.
Yeah.
And we expect him to take the reins next time Texas Tech has the ball. That was a short run for Jalen Anderson of West Virginia. Mountaineers 2 for 3 on 3rd down in the first quarter. Nico Marchiol, the quarterback for West Virginia. Incomplete pass as he was trying to get it to Rodney Gallagher III.
This game is going to be very interesting as both teams kind of playing with their backups now, essentially. You wonder how conservative are these offenses going to be, and we know that Texas Tech wants to run up tempo. They want to, spread the football out. That air raid offense, as a lot of folks call it. And we'll see the young man, the sophomore, on this next drive.
Oliver Straw to kick it away to Miles Price, the sophomore from Australia, with that Aussie-style kick that skips out of bounds between the 20 and 25. As we go back to Tori Petrie.
Guys, I was in Lubbock last week covering Texas Tech, and Baron Morton did get in to play most of the second half. Tyler Shuck only played 1 series in that second half, and that was something that they planned ahead of time. They kind of thought that the game might go the way that it did, so they planned for Morton to get in there, and he stayed in with the ones. Shuck came out, but the ones stayed in, so Baron Morton did get experience last week playing with these Texas Tech ones, guys.
And Tori, he also knows West Virginia. He started against the Mountaineers last season.
Did.
And Baron Morton, his first throw today is incomplete. He was trying to hit their top target, Jerron Bradley. So with a new quarterback, Texas Tech offensively, they've got 12 plays and 20 total yards. That start over West Virginia. And the romp win for Texas Tech, 48-10, was one of 4 starts Morton made last year. Pump fake, and he's going down. Davion Hawkins in there first, big number 55.
Just incredible how many defensive linemen they rotate on this defensive line. They go up to 9-10 guys, and just a terrific job coming off that right side. And this is a revamped offensive line, Drew, for Texas Tech. They changed a lot of players around. They sort of rotated their right tackle to left tackle. They've got a new center in there. Rusty Stats transfers in.
3rd down and 16. Morton tucks it, and he gets dragged down. Tyron Bradley, who played a fantastic game last week and is a Lubbock native who didn't get a look from Texas Tech out of high school or the portal, fired up to play today, brings up 4th down.
Yeah, this is a big game for Tyron Bradley. wanted to go to Texas Tech, right? Never got a look. And so an opportunity here for him to get a win, first win against the team he wanted to play for.
Austin McNamara, who Neil Brown says feels like he's been at Texas Tech forever, out to kick it away. That's a short punt, spiraling, looked like it was killed by the wind a little bit, but it does take a Red Raiders bounce inside the Mountaineer 35. West Virginia back to work on offense. Early second quarter, leading by 4.
Welcome back to Morgantown, where West Virginia leads Texas Tech 7-3. Certainly one of the strengths of this West Virginia team is their offensive line, and 3/5 of them are married men. Zach Frazier, Brandon Yates, and Doug Nestor all got married this offseason. Zach and Steph got married in Fairmont, West Virginia. Brandon and Madeline here in Morgantown, and Doug and Bren got married in the Huntington area. And members of the offensive line, they stood up in each other's weddings, guys.
Yeah, no wonder there's so much continuity and chemistry between especially the right side of that offensive line.
You know, they're going to have to rely heavily on that offensive line here in this running attack, which has run the football 17 of 23 plays to start this game.
And with Texas Tech starting quarterback Tyler Shuck out, you got to think that maybe the play calling gets even more conservative. Keep in mind, last week in the Backyard Brawl, when West Virginia lost their starting quarterback, 11 passes, 51 runs.
I think both teams could take a page out of what West Virginia did a week ago. And you look at the Mountaineers so far, Drew, they've done a really good job. They've held the time of possession over 11 minutes so far early in this ballgame.
Yeah, not exactly an old-fashioned Big 12 shootout so far. No. Spread them out, throw it around. This is old school in a different way. It's like we're playing in the Big 10 right now. Jalen Anderson on the carry for West Virginia. 2 short gains on the first 2 plays of a drive. They'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
You don't like a little old school football?
Oh, I didn't say that, partner.
Okay, partner.
Feels like football weather here in September.
I'm telling you, I can't believe how chilly it's been so far today. Should have brought our winter coats, man.
Unfortunately, I think it put a bit of a damper on the crowd, but it seems like they've filled in.
Yeah.
Good atmosphere here for the Big 12 opener.
For the Gold Rush.
The Gold Rush, indeed.
I love these uniforms that the Mountaineers are wearing this afternoon.
Play clock is under 10. Marchiol in the shotgun. 3rd down and 8. The lefty throws short. They set it up for the running back, Anderson, and he is near first down yardage. It's going to be either a first down or 4th and very short.
They're going to say short.
Miles Cole on the tackle, 6'6", 280. And they're keeping the offense out there. They've been very aggressive early in the season, actually the most aggressive in FBS.
Both of these teams offensively are very, very analytically driven when it comes to situations like this. This could be a quarterback sneak, has to be, right?
Well, they got the jumbo set in there, but before the snap, a whistle and a discussion. You see Chad Scott, the offensive coordinator, running backs
coach. The ball
coach.
is short of the line in the game. We're putting the ball in the right spot, 4th down.
It's always a good thing.
You always do want the ball to be in the right spot.
You want the ball in the right spot. And here comes that, what I'm guessing is going to be a quarterback sneak.
Will we have a tush push?
The tush push.
Marchiol going ahead on 4th and short.
It's close, Drew.
It's a massive humanity. It's going to be really tough to tell.
I have no idea how they're going to be able to spot this football.
Oh, Marchiol emerged from the pack, and he was right at the line to gain. This is where you don't envy the officials. Good luck. Looks like they might be getting the chains ready to measure. I mean, how can you tell?
It's just an old-fashioned rugby scrum.
Needed the 44-yard line. Neil Brown is fired up. Moment of truth. Just need a nose. First down. Oh, they gave him the first down.
I don't know that I've ever seen a call that close. Are you kidding me?
Rolling in the field is a first down. The clock operator, please reset the game clock to 10:30.
Again,
10 minutes,
needs the
30 seconds on
here.
the game clock, please.
How do you even spot that
Thank
ball?
you.
I mean, no one can even see the football.
That was the most intense measurement I've ever seen. I'm surprised no one pulled out the index card.
There was a lot of drama there, Drew. I mean, Tech thought they were getting the football back.
In West Virginia territory. Instead, it's the 7th first down of the day for the Mountaineers. They have been crushing it on the ground. 77 yards rushing. And they go back to it here with Donaldson around the left side. He's twisted down by Steve Linton, the Syracuse transfer, at 6'5", 235.
Just get the sense that West Virginia, the rest of this game, they're just going to try to muck this thing up and make it as just like last week, frankly. I know it's not the backyard brawl, but it kind of feels like it to start this game.
Well, definitely some bad blood between these two programs. And especially from the West Virginia side, extra motivation. They've lost 4 meetings in a row, including last year 48-10 in Lubbock. Marchiol rolling to his right, completes it to the running back Donaldson, and he's chopped down in Texas Tech territory to set up 3rd down and 3. Again, it's Dadrian Taylor Demerson, Rabbit, making the tackle for the Red Raiders.
I love the misdirection call here by the Mountaineers. A little naked bootleg out to the backside. Everyone thought it was going to go off to the left side, and then rolls out to his right. Look at this really well-designed play call. And I don't know about you, but if I'm Nico Marchiol and I see 95 Jalen Hutchins in my face, I would be very concerned.
3rd and 3, Marchiol tucks it and runs again, finds some green grass, lost his towel, doesn't matter as he takes it down toward the 30-yard line of Texas Tech. Another big run for Marchiol. That one goes for 20.
Again, these design quarterback runs are really confusing the Texas Tech defense so far. He does just enough to hold the football, freezes the linebackers in the secondary, and then takes off. Really good, really well-designed play. This whole game has been well-designed by Chad Scott.
It's a backward pass, could be an extra one, and it is. Trickeration for West Virginia. Cole Taylor lost the football inside the 10.
I think he might have been down. Yeah, he may have been down.
They rule him down at the 10. Traylon Ray on the pass, and how about that?
The ruling on the field is that the pass was complete and the runner was down. First down.
It was funny. Do you remember what I asked Coach Scott yesterday?
Taylor is injured for West Virginia. He's on the receiving end, but you're right, Traylon Ray can throw it a little bit.
I said, do you have any receivers that can throw the football? Maybe a little bit of a trick play? He's like, no. And then he goes, well, maybe Traylon Ray. And no doubt, just enough.
It's a good job by you to ask that question. Taylor tackled awkwardly. It's a 22-yard gain. Looks like they'll mark him down around the 11, but the key here is was he down? And we'll take another look at the replay and update the Taylor injury when we return to Milan Pushkar Stadium. West Virginia on the move again. 21-yard reception, which is the longest play of the day for West Virginia. They went in the old bag of tricks, and their wide receiver Traylon Ray threw the pass that got the Mountaineers to the 11-yard line of the Red Raiders.
I did think that they may have some tricks up their sleeve, especially with the young quarterback getting this start today. Ooh, that didn't look good at the end. For Cole Taylor.
So they're looking at the 6'7" tight end. Maybe we see more Traylon Davis, number 81 for West Virginia in the Wildcat. The Mountaineers on first down. C.J. Donaldson snakes back toward the middle, picks up just 1 on first down. That's another thing that maybe we could see them throw out there with, again, their second string quarterback, Nico Marchiol.
Chad Scott did tell us yesterday they've just got to be able to take the layups when they can get them. And maybe a little bit conservative, but I don't think they care how they win this game. If they win by 1 point, they'll be singing after the game. Put it that way.
No pictures in the scorecard.
That's right.
2nd down and 9 for West Virginia. Marchiol on the QB keeper. He's done that a lot today. That's going to be his 8th carry of the game for just over 40 yards, but it's a short one just inside the 10 to bring up 3rd down and long. You mentioned how solid Texas Tech was defensively in the red zone last season. Tim DeRuiter, their defensive coordinator, said the big thing there is convincing our guys that once they get down there, the field shortens up, so we actually have the advantage.
Good point, partner.
11th play of the drive coming up.
I just wonder how confident are you in letting Markiel throw this football down here? Got to get points.
The lefty slings it. End zone. He was looking for Taylor, who's back in there. And it's incomplete to bring up 4th down.
Boy, I thought Jordan Sanford could have gotten there and maybe picked this thing off. I think that Markiel gets away with one here. Dangerous throw. Actually, it was Baskerville who had the coverage. Doink!
Taylor at 6'7". He's actually not the tallest tight end in this game. Mason Tharp from Texas Tech is 6'9". It sets up a 28-yard attempt for Michael Hayes, who hit from 42 last week, his only attempt of the season, and he remains perfect. Redshirt junior from Florence, South Carolina, Georgia State transfer makes it 10-3 Mountaineers midway through the second quarter after a 12-play, 56-yard drive that takes up over 6 minutes.
What in South Bend? I'm just saying.
The Ohio State University, the alma mater of Dustin Fox, at Notre Dame.
Drew, how about this disparity in time of possession so far? Mountaineers have had the football for 17 minutes. Just 6 minutes, 26 seconds for the Red Raiders.
This kick is returnable. Dre McCray sheds one tackle and he's down at the 15. Back down to Torrey.
Guys, Jordan Leslie, the defensive coordinator for West Virginia, talked to us about how he felt the sense that this defense needed a shift after last season. He felt like he was in a boat with holes in it, and they kept trying to plug the little holes rather than the big one. The big one being building the defense around who you have and being good at your fundamentals. He's a big believer that you've got to tackle in practice, so they did a whole lot more of that this offseason. Neil Brown said this was the most physical spring and fall camp I have ever had as a head coach. And he also said Jordan Leslie seems like he's enjoying his job a little bit more too. This scheme's a better fit for the personnel they have.
You know, it was interesting too, Tori, how he said he went and learned this new defense from 3 different coaches. Would not tell us who those coaches were.
Mystery coaches.
But he wanted to do it on his own. And what he learned was how to teach the defense better. So he comes back, he teaches his coaching staff, and obviously the coaches relay that information to the players. And so far, it's worked this year.
They've gone back to basics, big emphasis on tackling. And Leslie said, I told him at the beginning of the year, we could beat Penn State, we're still going to be tackling on Tuesday. You know, we could be 10-1 with a chance to win the Big 12 championship. We're still tackling on Tuesday.
And that is so rare this day and age in really any level of football to actually tackle to the ground on a Tuesday during the week. It's insane. I mean, it's working.
Yes.
But it's also, you know, it comes at some risk, right?
Well, they've been effective so far today. Yeah. Texas Tech has been held to 22 total yards, just 3 through the air. They're 0 for 4 on 3rd down. They've got their 2nd-string quarterback, Baron Morton, in there after the ankle injury to Tyler Shuck earlier on.
Well, they need to get some 1st downs here, Drew, because their defense, they've been on the field all day.
Morton throws on the slant, incomplete. He was looking for Loic Fungi, Aubrey Burks in coverage. He has been a monster the last couple weeks.
Burks has been a really, really nice bright spot on this defense. Was sort of thrust into the starting role last year. And we talked with defensive coordinator Jordan Leslie. He said because of that experience, he's become so much of a better player this year. It certainly paid off.
That's the 4th 3-and-out already for Texas Tech. Fair catch from Fox and a nice sliding grab on the slick surface here in Morgantown. West Virginia back to work on offense after a 37-yard punt by McNamara, leading by a touchdown. West Virginia leads the Big 12 opener against Texas Tech. Red Raiders lost their starting quarterback in the 1st quarter. Tyler Shuck with what appeared to be a severe injury to his left ankle. The Texas Techs had nothing going with either him or Baron Morton. Just 22 total yards, 4 3-and-outs on 5 possessions. The West Virginia defense, it's a pass defense especially that's been much maligned the last couple of years. They have shown up in a big way today. And they've allowed their offense to dominate time of possession. They've had it for 17 minutes of this first half, led by Nico Marchiol. Redshirt freshman quarterback pitches to the true freshman running back Jaheim White, and you see the burst from the man out of York, Pennsylvania. Last year as a senior at York High, over 1,900 yards and 37 touchdowns.
Yeah, this guy's obviously got some wiggle to him. And had a little bit of a breakout game there against Duquesne earlier this season, over 100 yards. And with the way that they've been able to have success on the ground, probably going to see all these running backs today.
Maybe Justin Johnson, 26, gets his first carry of the season. Fake it to White this time. Marchiol rolling to his right, completes to the tight end Traylon Davis. And interestingly, Dustin, that's the second time we've seen Marchiol rolling to his right. Remember, the QB1 Garrett Green is right-handed, so they've had to switch some stuff around with the lefty now playing.
But it is interesting, though. I mean, this is just basically an extended run play, right? I mean, he's got options down the field, but just takes the quick little game. As Coach said, just take the layups. Don't force the throws.
And their big saying this week was see a little, see a lot, meaning don't try to look at everything at once. Keep the main thing the main thing. On 3rd down and 3, they've only converted 1 of their last 4, and this one's intercepted. The second interception of the first half for the Texas Tech defense. Ben Roberts takes it away. He was trying to find Devin Carter, and instead Roberts, who Tim DeRuyter says he's the future for us, gives them their second turnover of the afternoon.
And both of these turnovers have come on dropbacks over the middle. And frankly, that probably should have been caught on the outside by Devin Carter. Pops up in the air, and now 2 picks on the day. And if there's any sort of hope for Texas Tech to get back in this game, it's going to be with their defense maybe creating turnovers like this, giving them a short field with their backup quarterback in the game as well.
Texas Tech's big MO is take 3 university. They want 3 takeaways per game. They've got 2 in the first half. A flag comes in on this solid first down carry for Taj Brooks. As of now, it'll be enough for a first down, but we'll check the penalty.
Holding, number 80, offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
That's the behemoth tight end Mason Tharp, 6'9", 270. It would have been Texas Tech's longest play today at 11 yards. Really, the takeaways are keeping them in this game. The first interception was by Dunlap. They returned it to the 35. They got their 1 first down today and kicked a field goal.
You clearly see the hold on the outside that allowed Brooks to spring free.
Here goes Baron Morton. The youngster from Texas throws on the run. You see the arm talent. That's a flick of the wrist, and it is caught just outside the red zone by Jerron Bradley. A freshman All-American last year. Goes for 39 yards, but it's ruled incomplete.
Yeah, I think it may have hit the ground. How does he end up so wide open? This is such a dangerous throw, too. Great vision to see him down the field. The cornerback, Anthony Wilson, was there, and I'm not sure if he was patting his chest saying it's on me or if he was asking, where's my help? Because he was wide open.
You think that was worth looking at?
It was close.
Tough to tell in real speed. And Morton throwing that on the run over 40 yards. It would have been a 39-yard completion. Instead, it's incomplete. It's second down. The play clock's at 1. Now it's at 0. Timeout Tech.
Timeout. Texas Tech. Their first of the half.
You saw Zach Kitley, the young offensive coordinator for the Red Raiders. His unit still stuck in neutral today. Under 4 minutes to play in this second quarter. Joey McGuire's team trailing by a touchdown. Just 22 total yards of offense.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Almost Heaven, West Virginia. Milan Puskar Stadium. You are looking at the scene after the backyard brawl last week. It's a passionate rivalry win rendition of one of the best traditions in college football, the iconic song Take Me Home Country Roads by John Denver. You know, this song actually has a very interesting connection to Texas Tech as well. We'll tell you more about that at halftime, guys.
Ah, good stuff, Tori.
Oh, that's a tease.
Do not change the channel at halftime, folks. Baron Morton on the run. That was a dangerous pass from the sophomore from Eastland, Texas, deflected by guess who? Aubrey Burks, who has left his fingerprints all over this game just like last week.
This guy's been everywhere for this defense. Love the way he plays the safety position. Very physical. The big game last year against Texas Tech at 10 tackles in that game.
Texas Tech, 2 of 11 passing for 3 yards. They lost their starting quarterback Tyler Shuck in the first quarter to an injury. Morton is 0 for 5. He completes this time to the tight end Mason Tharp. And the junior from Klein, Texas has a solid game, but not enough for a first down.
I think they're going to go for this, Drew. You can see the sideline. Joey McGuire is pointing, let's go, hurry, tempo, tempo, tempo. Inside plus territory. Try to catch West Virginia off guard.
Last year they led the country in attempts and conversions on 4th down. What can Morton do here? The jump pass is incomplete. Again, he was looking for the tight end Tharp above the trees. Lance Dixon in primary coverage for West Virginia. Mountaineers ball.
Dixon does a tremendous job here. You'll see him just kind of playing the receiver. This isn't the NFL, so you can sort of body up on the tight end a little bit there before the football is thrown. And does a great job breaking up that pass.
This is a West Virginia team that feels disrespected. Not only did they get crunched by Texas Tech at their place last year and they've lost 4 in a row, they were picked 14 out of 14 teams in the Big 12 preseason media poll. And Neil Brown said this week, we were picked to finish last in the conference. This is our first opportunity to prove the so-called experts wrong. Again, they've lost 4 in a row in this series. They're trying to win 3 games in a row for the first time under Neil Brown. Timeout, West Virginia.
Timeout. West Virginia, their first of the half.
Well, Tori already mentioned one iconic singer associated with West Virginia.
It will be 30 seconds.
There's another one who's new on the scene named Charles Wesley Godwin, who was born in Morgantown. He still lives here, and he spoke to the team this week. He said, there shouldn't be anything that needs said this year before you step on the field to get your absolute best other than 14, because that's where you were picked to finish in the Big 12. Them picking y'all 14th, that's a Christmas gift, and unwrap it every time you take the field.
And by the way, that new song, Cue the Country Roads,
yes,
is a banger.
That is an amazing song.
It's awesome.
His cover of the original Country Roads is pretty good, too.
Pretty excellent as well, yeah, no doubt.
Things might start to feel a little bit different. People might start trusting the climb a little bit more if they beat their rival last week, and then maybe they beat Texas Tech for the first time under Neil Brown today. Off to a good start, leading by a touchdown with 3:23 to play in the first half. Nico Marchiol throws on the run. That was a dime, but it's through the hands of his intended target, Devin Carter. Carter was the guy they were trying to find on that last interception. They still have not connected.
Got to catch this little wheel route on the outside. Ball's thrown a little bit high for Carter, but you still get 2 hands on it. You got to catch that football. And good point. That's back-to-back drops by Drew Carter. Or Devin Carter. You're Drew Carter.
Easy. I'm off the stat sheet, man.
My bad.
There's a Fox playing in this game. There's a D. Carter. Confusing. On the end around, it's the running back Jalen Anderson, who carries defenders forward for a gain of 2. Just in front of midfield, C.J. Baskerville, the starting star position for Texas Tech, on the tackle.
It's kind of an odd play. You had 2 guys coming across the formation, and it looked like for a moment Preston Fox was going to get the football. Be some confusion there.
3rd down and 8. West Virginia has been run heavy today. They've run for 107, thrown for 55. Marchiol to throw. It's a long one, and that'll draw a flag. No doubt, Braylon Lux is going to be guilty. He got tangled up with Traylon Ray.
Pass interference, number 12, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And Lux is the corner who comes in, the transfer from Fresno State, working here on the outside. A lot of contact. Couldn't tell if he just got his feet tangled up or if he just tackled him on the outside. But Lux has been doing a really good job in this defense. In fact, sort of rotating with Dunlap. And you know, they've got a bunch of really good corners, and Lux has been a really nice surprise.
See the penalty disparity. West Virginia playing a much cleaner game than the visitors today. Under 2.5 to play in the second quarter. Marchiol gives it back to Anderson. And they'll pick up about half the yardage they need on first down as Baskerville makes another stop for Texas Tech. And the Red Raider a little nicked up. That's Steve Linton, the senior from Dublin, Georgia, who transferred in from Syracuse. He's a guy who's gotten some looks from NFL scouts. You see his body, 6'5", 235, along with Miles Cole, who's 6'6", 280. Remember, this is a program that had a top 10 pick this past year, and Tyree Wilson going to the Raiders.
Seen a lot of injuries today. These conditions were some of the worst I used to hate playing in. When it's cold like this, the cold, rainy, misty days are just some of the most uncomfortable weather conditions to play in.
It started to drizzle again here in Morgantown. Temperature in the low 60s. It feels pretty chilly. It feels like fall weather.
Feels like it's in the 40s, partner.
Tori, how's it feel down there? Yeah.
You look so comfortable down there, Tori.
I can confirm that it is indeed rainy, misty, and cold down here. I don't think it's stopped raining, guys. It's been drizzling this entire time. I finally broke down, got the hat out. It's wet down here.
It's a good look, Tori. Come up to the booth at halftime. Clock running, under 2 minutes in the second quarter. West Virginia not in a hurry yet. Marchiol keeps it, and it'll bring up fourth down and short. Michael Hayes, the kicker, has a career long of 51, which he kicked last year at Georgia State. But West Virginia is keeping the offense out there. They're 1 for 1 on fourth down today.
Sorry to cut you off, Drew. They're letting the clock run here too, which is obviously very smart from West Virginia's standpoint. Still have 2 timeouts remaining.
Both teams do. Maybe they'll use one here. They're not lining up.
I think the analytics book is telling you hit the timeout right here at 31 seconds. And you either go for it or you take the points or try to get the points. But you want to leave Texas Tech with as little time as possible if you don't convert the fourth down.
Timeout. West Virginia, their second of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
Well, keep in mind, Texas Tech does receive the second half kick. And also remember that the clock does stop to reset the chains under 2 minutes in the second quarter and the fourth quarter. So West Virginia with 1 timeout left and 30 seconds on the game clock.
Well, if you think about it from West Virginia's standpoint, if you can just pick up the 5-10 yards here, hit your last timeout and kick the walk-off field goal to go into halftime.
You wonder.
Oh, I think they're going to kick it now, Drew.
Yeah, they are. Michael Hayes out to attempt a 46-yarder.
Probably the worst time for the rain to pick up, too.
Yeah, and it's windy, too. Wind is blowing left to right, so it should help Hayes out here. He was good from 29 earlier. He made a 42-yarder last week. Grayson Malashevich is the holder. The kick is on the way, and it is good. Michael Hayes bangs it through from 46.
Dabo's jealous right now. This kicker is phenomenal.
Neil Brown didn't even have to call anyone out of retirement.
Sure, that'd have been good from 60.
You think so? It was a good job by the holder Malashevich on the snap from Austin Brinkman.
Very crafty job by him.
Again, it's wet out there.
Yeah.
It's cold, drizzling. Might be raining sideways. And despite the elements, Michael Hayes knocks it through. He's 2 for 2, and Neil Brown's team has a 2-score lead. Again, under Neil Brown, who's in his 5th year as the head coach, they've never won 3 in a row. They have not beaten Texas Tech under Brown either. Hayes kicks it away with the wind at his back. Dre McCray again will try to return it. And he finds a seam. And McCray turns the corner past the 50. Dre McCray is into enemy territory. Sheds a tackle and he goes out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. So with 14 seconds and 2 timeouts left, Texas Tech might have a shot here.
Yeah, not so fast, my friends, as there is a penalty flag down, looks like.
During the return, holding number 11 on the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that's a killer, Drew, because you had an opportunity there to maybe get some points before halftime for an offense that has just been stagnant.
It wipes out a 59-yard return for Joey McGuire's team. That's their 4th penalty of the first half. Compare that to 0 against West Virginia.
A much cleaner game this week. This officiating crew had, I believe 21 penalties last week in their BYU Arkansas game.
Baron Morton out there in lieu of Tyler Shuck, hands it off to Taj Brooks, and Brooks lowers the shoulder right near the first down marker. Lance Dixon pushes him out of bounds. Brooks lost his left cleat. That's got to be uncomfortable, the wet sock and the cold rain.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Be going to halftime and get some new socks.
Texas Tech just killing the clock here. That ball is on the turf. And it's recovered by the Red Raiders. Nehemiah Martinez, the junior from Lubbock. And that's all for the first half. So West Virginia.
That is the end of the first half.
Not flashy.
Not flashy.
The uniforms are flashy.
They are. That was gritty, not pretty from West Virginia in the first half. They lead 13-3. The defense has been dominant, allowing just 45 total yards against the, at times, potent Red Raiders offense.
Incredible, too. You think that West Virginia turned the football over twice, 2 interceptions.
Tories with head coach Neil Brown.
Thanks, Drew. Coach, you told us during this week you wanted to keep things simple for your quarterback, keep the thinking on your coaches. What have you thought of the way he's performed in the first half?
Well, he had a bad decision on the first interception, and then he made a really good play. We dropped one that turned into a pick. And then he had a really nice play on the ball in the end zone that we dropped. So guys got to make plays around him. But I thought he handled it. He's handled adversity. We're in a good position. We got to hold on the football, can't turn it over. And then they're going to come. We're going to get their best in the second half. We got to be ready.
Injury at quarterback on the other side. Probably going to see Baron Morton in the second half. How does that change what you tell your team at halftime?
Nothing. I hate it for him, for Tyler. He's been hurt during his career, and that looked bad. Morton got after us last year, so I'm sure they got a lot of confidence in him.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, Tori, Neil Brown trying to beat Texas Tech for the first time as the head coach of West Virginia. His team leads 13-3 at recess. The Mountaineers, winners of 2 in a row, off to a great start today in the Big 12 opener. Defense has been dominant. Nico Marchiol getting the job done at quarterback. And the score is 13-3 at halftime at Milan Pushkar Stadium. Welcome back to the Big 12 now on ESPN+. And welcome back to Morgantown, West Virginia, where the temperature is in the high 50s. It's drizzly, it's breezy, but the real tough fans have stuck it out in the second half at Milan Puskar Stadium as they try to see their team beat Texas Tech for the first time under Neil Brown. This is his 5th year, and also win 3 games in a row for the first time under the head coach. Hayes with the short kick into the wind. Dre McCray can return it, and he was a difference maker in the first half, but he goes down at the 22. Drew Carter, Dustin Fox, Torrey Petrie back with you here at Mountaineer Field. And we will get another look at Behren Morton, the young quarterback. He's a sophomore out of Eastland, Texas. He got the start last year in the romp win over West Virginia, 48-10 in Lubbock. But another note that's interesting to point out there is that was after a bye week for Texas Tech. So he had a full week or 2 with first-team reps when he started 4 games last year. This is more of a fire drill after Tyler Shuck went down with an ankle injury in the first quarter.
You just wonder, what adjustments could you make at halftime if you're Joey McGuire to sort of settle down this offense and get something going? Because obviously in that first half, they only ran 6 plays, Drew, inside Mountaineer territory. I just said before we went to break, that's the dude who's going to get you back in the game.
Taj Brooks, that's their longest run of the day. 8 yards. They swing it out on the short pass. A broken tackle leads to a big gain for Xavier White.
Well, how about that? Two quick plays, quick strikes for the Red Raiders offense here to start this opening drive of the second half.
White, the super senior from Lubbock, gives Texas Tech just their 3rd first down of the afternoon. And under a minute into this 3rd quarter, the Red Raiders have the ball at midfield. Back on the ground they go to Brooks. Tried to step out of a tackle and he'll lose 1. Aubrey Burks in there first, coming down from his safety position. Man, this guy is everywhere.
Burks and Dixon, this entire defense, they fly around. And I love when we talked with their defensive coordinator this week, Jordan Leslie, and he talked about the tackling. He said every time they do pursuit drill in practice, they don't do it like with a dummy or with a cone. They have a ball carrier so that every player is pursuing the football.
After the pump fake, Morton on 2nd and 11 just throws it away, or at least he tried to, but that was risky.
Wow.
It falls incomplete. Jared Bartlett had his hands on it and wanted some toe tap swag on the sideline.
Yeah, he nearly had some Nate Burleson toe tap swag on this one, because I have no idea what he was thinking with throwing that football. If you're going to throw it away, you've got to throw it to your mom in the stands.
0 for 6 on 3rd down today. Morton, this looks like a discombobulated play from the start, and he goes down in a heap. It was Marcus Floyd applying the pressure again. Remember, he almost sacked Shuck back in the first quarter. Now he gets to Morton.
They brought the pressure off the right side, Drew, and Floyd gets there. A pretty good blitz pickup by Taj Brooks, but he fights through it, and there's really nowhere for Behren Morton to go. Excellent stand by the Mountaineers.
Looked like Floyd timed up that snap. Came in with a head of steam. Austin McNamara out to kick it away on 4th down and 25. Preston Fox back to receive for West Virginia. He's got a chance on the return. Swings it around at the 25. Steps out of a tackle, and Fox brings it past the 30 to set up Nico Marchiol and company with solid field position. Well, folks, the Big 12 continues tonight here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Sam Houston versus Houston, 7 o'clock Eastern. Bearcats a solid program. You know their coach well, right?
Casey Keeler, really good coach. Tough start to the season. It's so weird to see them in Conference USA. You know, as now an FBS program. We'll be on the road next week calling the Bearcats game. We're going to Huntsville.
Rich Rod will be in the building, leading the Gamecocks against Sam Houston. Also, speaking of realignment, kind of weird to see Houston in the Big 12 as well.
Absolutely, good point.
Donaldson gets the call on the first play from scrimmage for West Virginia offensively in this second half, and C.J. Donaldson brings it around the left side for a gain of about 4. Donaldson has been their primary ball carrier. That's 12 carries for 44 yards, plus the lone touchdown today for either side. Marchiol with 9 carries of his own for 42 yards.
Listen, the way that West Virginia's defense has played so far in this game, Drew, I don't know that I would pass one more time in the second half. I would just hand the football off and do design quarterback runs. Texas Tech can't move the ball at all.
And milk the play clock a little bit too, right?
Absolutely. To what we saw last week with South Alabama. South Alabama just milked the clock against Oklahoma State.
They snapped it with 3 this time. Donaldson goes around the right side after changing direction. It sets up 3rd down and 4 or 5 as Ben Roberts makes the tackle. Roberts had 1 of 2 interceptions for Texas Tech in the first half.
You see 13 coming to your screen, does a really good job chasing this down. It's a little help there on the outside from the Rabbit. And now a big 3rd down, an opportunity here for the Red Raiders to get off the field.
Mountaineers were 2 for 3 on 3rd down in the first quarter, just 1 for 6 in the second. Marchiol sends Donaldson in motion, pumps it to him, keeps it himself, design run. Marchiol tripped up just in front of the sticks. A great stop from Josiah Pierre. And is it go time for Neil Brown and company? They were 1 for 1 on 4th down in the first half, and they're going to send the punt unit.
I don't think so here.
That's one where the tempo and the tenor of the game plays a role, right? Because you're in such control. You don't want to give them anything to hype them up on the sideline.
No question. You give a chance to pin them back. And as we mentioned, they've only run, the Red Raiders, 6 plays inside Mountaineer territory all night.
Oliver Straw boots it away. It's a low liner, leads to a fair catch, and Price lost it but recovered it for Texas Tech. Miles Price, the senior, after the 47-yard punt, recovers it just outside his own 10. This could have been danger for Texas Tech. Giving up the football, not what they need right now. They take over next. Saturday afternoon in Morgantown, and Joey McGuire's offense has gone ice cold. Tyler Shuck, their starting quarterback, out with an injury suffered in the first quarter. What has the young fella got? Baron Morton, the sophomore from Eastland, Texas, who is a consensus 4-star recruit. That means everyone thought he was a 4-star recruit. He takes over here at the 11-yard line for the Red Raiders. Incomplete and nearly intercepted.
I think he may have caught it.
They say it hit the ground, but they might have to take a look. Beanie Bishop in coverage for West Virginia. Jerron Bradley, the intended target.
That was a bizarre, should have been an easy catch for the first down.
Beanie Bishop has back-to-back weeks with an interception. He might have 3 in a row, and now they let the play go. 2nd and 10. Morton throws that sidearm slinger complete to Coy Aiken. Welcome back to the redshirt freshman from Stephenville, Texas, returning from a collarbone injury. And that was his first career catch.
It was like a little Mahomes-esque on that throw with that sidearm.
Where did he play in college again? Pat Mahomes?
I'm not sure.
One of the Red Raider greats. That's a first down for Texas Tech. Taj Brooks moves the chains. And now they'll play tempo. That was their first 3rd down conversion of the day. They had been 0 for 7. That allows them to move the pace up a little bit as Morton completes. That's Xavier White, the senior from Lubbock, gain of 22. You see why Morton was so highly thought of out of high school. That was a bullet.
That was a dart, no doubt.
Now 1st down. A little life for Texas Tech's offense here. Morton directing traffic downfield, and that time he throws it away. Again, not that far up the sideline.
No, you still got to get that out of bounds, but a little bit smarter there with that throw away, I should say. The one thing about this West Virginia defense, Drew, is they do play a lot of zone coverage. So if they can provide a little bit of time in the pocket for Morton, I think he'll have some opportunities here.
J.J. Sparkman in motion. On 2nd down, they give it back to Brooks. He's just so effective on a per-carry basis. Stood up by Lee Koba, West Virginia's top tackler. The solid gain sets up 3rd down and manageable for Tech.
Yeah, and I would say here, listen, you got to get, 4 or 5 yards here? Have 2 plays ready to go.
Back in the shotgun, back to Brooks they go, across midfield, stood up right near the line to gain. They need the 48. This will be close.
And they're going tempo here, guys.
This is 4th down.
Yeah, that's 4th down.
They're going for it. They line up in the shotgun on basically every snap. Morton keeps it, puts the shoulder down. He might be short. Again, it's Aubrey Burks making the tackle for West Virginia. We might have another measurement.
Very, very close.
That's West Virginia football. He did not get there. Needed the 48, and he came up short.
Boy, that was very close. West Virginia's been on the positive end of some close calls.
Joey McGuire, maybe the most aggressive coach in America when it comes to going for it on 4th down. Last year led the country in attempts and conversions. They do not get it there. Let's go down to Torrey.
Drew, the official update on Texas Tech quarterback Tyler Shuck is that he is officially out for the rest of this game. We know that he is still in the stadium. They haven't taken him to a medical facility elsewhere. We don't know if that could happen later on, but that's all we have right now is that we will not see Tyler Shuck in the rest of this game, Drew.
Thanks, Tori. It was tough to watch back in the first quarter. An ankle injury to his left leg. There's Marchiol on the pitch. Again, West Virginia going into the bag of tricks, and Rodney Gallagher III is going nowhere. Jalen Hutchings in there first for Texas Tech, a loss of 3.
You got to see how physical and athletic 95 is, Jalen Hutchings. Look at him in space. To be able to track down the back and then cut back and make that tackle, that is phenomenal. That's why NFL scouts are asking about this young man.
He's 6'305", the super senior who's making his 50th consecutive start.
That's amazing.
It's the second longest active streak in FBS behind only Troy safety Del Pettis, who got there the year after Neil Brown left to take this job. Running back with Marchiol in the backfield is Justin Johnson. On 2nd and 13, they fake it to him. They set up the screen, and a lot of space for Cortez Braham. He is chopped down after a gain of 9 to set up 3rd and 4. Dadrian Taylor Demerson on the stop.
Really good stop by Taylor Demerson. Thought that was going to go for a 1st down. Take a look at Hutchins. 50 starts. I played 47 games in college. Didn't start 47.
You guys won a national championship.
Yeah, but man, 50 starts, that's incredible.
Super senior. 3rd and 4. Marchiol scans, now tucks and runs. Takes some punishment, but he's close to the line to gain. Ben Roberts and Hutchings on the stop, and I think it'll be 4th down. You go here if you're Neil Brown?
Yeah, I probably would.
I mean, it'd be about a 60-yard field goal.
But goodness gracious, how many close 4th down and inches plays have we had in this game? You think they'll run the tush push again?
That's what they did on their first attempt, and they converted. Barely, they converted. Here they go again. Donaldson is the running back, joined by the tight end Davis. Marchiol on the sneak, and a whistle blows before the snap.
Joey McGuire may have been trying to get a timeout. He's upset about something.
Marchiol got out the gate there.
Oh, he easily would have got that.
Kevin Boitman will sort this out.
False start. Offense. The snapper moved the ball forward after a warning previously. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
When was the last time you saw that?
Well, I didn't hear the warning the first time.
That's the first penalty against West Virginia today. They might still go for this. When they're in no man's land.
I would not. I would punt this deep.
That's what they'll do.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. Where I'm from, we call this trestle ball. You play field position.
Get your sweater vest out.
Yeah, and you just rely on your defense that has played so well thus far.
Oliver Straw out to punt for the Mountaineers. Miles Price back to receive for the Red Raiders. And Straw barely gets it away. It's a high one, spinning, and a short one. It bounces at the 20. And that's where Texas Tech will take over. Just a 26-yard punt for West Virginia. Texas Tech back to work.
Back in Morgantown as The Mountaineer defense has just been stifling the Red Raiders all afternoon. They've held Tech to 2.6 yards per carry on the ground, 4 TFLs, a couple of sacks. They've stopped the Red Raiders twice on 4th down, and Tech has done nothing through the air, just 6 of 19 for 64 yards. This has been a fun defense to watch this afternoon.
It's back-to-back standout weeks for this West Virginia pass defense. And Texas Tech goes back to the ground, and Taj Brooks moves the chains. A gain of 13 on 1st down. Aubrey Burks makes another tackle. Last week, West Virginia held Phil Dracovic to 8 of 20 for 81 yards and 3 interceptions. Today, Texas Tech has done very little through the air, and Baron Morton keeps it here. No gain as Fatoma Malba makes the tackle. Big number 54. Neil Brown said he played his best college game last week against Pitt.
Doesn't it feel like this game's personal for West Virginia, the way they're playing? Especially defensively. They know that they're playing for their coach. I mean, this would be a huge, I don't want to say like program-defining win, but it certainly could change the trajectory of what people are talking about, and certainly that narrative.
2 flags come in. We'll see who moved early.
False start. Number 70, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It's the left guard, Cole Spencer, the 7th-year senior.
We're about a year or 2 away from not having 7th-year seniors because with all the COVID super seniors. It's just wild.
Who knows? At this point, I'm just expecting
some of these guys have like 7 degrees.
2nd and 15. Morton spins it, throws it low.
That was in the dirt.
Again, there's some moisture. It's still drizzling here in Morgantown. Jordan Brown, the intended target. 3rd down and 15.
The receivers, they're just trying to find a spot in the zone, and he's got it. The football's just got to be delivered. And I don't know if it's the conditions. As you mentioned, it's drizzling, it's cold. But the ball's got to be delivered on time.
3rd down and 15. Morton surveys, feels the heat, drops it short. Nowhere close to the marker. McCray makes the catch for Texas Tech.
Morton took a little bit of a shot there at the end of the play as well. It's just so weird, Drew. Watching this game, Texas Tech, they're in this game. They're like one big play away from making this a very interesting 4th quarter. But it feels like they're down like 30 right now.
McNamara out to punt again. Fox to receive it for West Virginia. Big collision at the 20-yard line draws a penalty marker. A 54-yard punt for McNamara, who's the best punter in Texas Tech history and one of the best ever in the Big 12. Another flag came in late. A lot to sort through for Kevin Boitman.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 24 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Let's go back to that last West Virginia possession where it ended with a 4th and inches, and the center, Zach Frazier, was whistled for a false start because he moved the ball ahead after a warning. Do you think Neil Brown agrees with the call?
No. Do you?
I do not think so. Neil Brown, pretty low-key guy typically. He was almost apoplectic there. Marchiol on the QB keeper. He'll pick up 5 on 1st down. When was the last time you saw that? A false start for moving the ball forward?
I've seen it before. It's been a while. I feel like I've seen it in the NFL.
Look at Frazier, not
Certainly
even
not
touching
a game in college in a long time.
Frazier was the offensive lineman of the week for this program after he had 14 knockdowns in the backyard brawl. Marchiol on the rollout to his left. He's got a wide open man. He underthrew it, but is it caught?
No.
Incomplete. Hudson Clement, the speedy redshirt freshman from Martinsburg. He was way behind the defense.
Somehow he snuck behind the defense. And as he's Marcus rolling out, the conditions have to be a factor. You could tell when that football comes out of his hand, he knows it. It's like it slipped out of his hand.
Now the fans here just saw the replay on the Jumbotron, and they want a review.
Well, remember, the officials in the replay booth are looking at this live, so they're not going to call down unless they absolutely see something they need to take a better look at.
Play clock's at 3. Timeout.
Yeah, they were trying to wait as long as they possibly could, and maybe they will look at it now. Obviously, Neil Brown wants to have a conversation with the official. Doesn't look like a two.
The ruling on the previous play was an incomplete pass. The previous play is under further review.
It's the biggest cheer of the afternoon. He said, I want my timeout back.
That one was tough.
That hit the ground.
That hit the ground, I think.
What was interesting about...
And they called it incomplete on the field.
Right. And what was interesting about that play, Foxy, is it felt like Marchiol was the last guy in the building to realize that he was wide open. You started to hear a murmur that turned into a yell from the crowd as they realized that that bright gold uniform was behind the defense.
Well, he was just trying to play a little cat and mouse game with the defender in the flat. He was just trying to kind of pump fake a little bit, and then all of a sudden finds Clement wide open down the field. It's very similar to the play Texas Tech had offensively, where their receiver got behind the defense and came up just a little bit short as well.
I think this is the look right here.
I think that I don't think you can overturn that.
No. Nice job from our crew. John Wilson, Lou Cussero in the controls here in Morgantown. Feels like a review that should not take this long, right? What are you looking for? You want to be sure, of course, it'd be a big play. As of now, it's 3rd and 5 for West Virginia. Hudson Clement might be a problem for the rest of the Big 12. Started the season as a walk-on, went nuts against Duquesne, 5 catches, 177 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and they put him on scholarship in the locker room after that game.
After further review, the ruling in the field of an incomplete pass is confirmed. 3rd down.
Just the one thing I don't love about college football is if something is that apparent, just the review process just slows the game down and kind of takes the flow away from the game, you know?
And we saw Marchiol struggle to get something on that. How are the conditions down there, Tori?
Yeah, it is still very wet and cold down here. You guys mentioned it. I think the conditions are affecting this game. Hard to cut on this turf. It is slippery, and the rain is still drizzling down.
I used to hate playing in these conditions. I'd rather play in snow than this. Oh, yeah.
Gonna get some chicken noodle soup after a game like this. 3rd and 5. Marchiol rolling. That pass is dropped, but a flag comes in. They put it right on the numbers to Preston Fox.
Defensive holding. I think it's going to be on Baskerville.
Holding, number 9, defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
The ball partner, it is C.J. Baskerville. That's a 3rd penalty allowing a 1st down for Texas Tech. All on 3rd down.
The contact really didn't affect the play. The ball should have still been caught. He did grab the jersey prior to the pass being thrown. That's going to bail out the Mountaineers.
Gives them their first down of the quarter. Nico Marchiol has not been asked to do a lot today. 8 for 15 for 40 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 picks. Justin Johnson is the running back, and they give it to him on first down. His first carry of the season. The junior out of St. Louis with 3.5 to play in this third quarter.
Drew, as this game goes along, I think you're going to see the Red Raiders defense start to tighten up a little bit, start to stack the box a little bit as well, because I just don't get the sense that the Mountaineers need to do much more than just hand the football off the rest of this game.
And we saw it last week against Pitt. 11 passes, 51 runs for West Virginia against a team that could not move the ball. Second and 5. Marchiol on the keeper. In fact, Phil Dracovic, the Pitt quarterback, was called bad at his job by one of the West Virginia defensive backs this week. But it's complimentary football, right?
Name names.
That was not complimentary, what he said.
Every time that they've done this empty set, it's just been a design quarterback run. The Red Raiders got to be aware of this.
Marchiol after the pump fake, another design run, and he'll be well short. Goes down at the line of scrimmage.
Fans are booing. I don't hate the call. I think it's a safe, conservative call, and punt the football away and get your defense back on the field.
Miles Cole was in there, number 6 for Texas Tech. I think maybe the fans want to see them throw it. They want to see him open it up a little bit. But to your point, you don't really have a reason to yet.
The only way that Texas Tech gets back in this game is if, you know, Marchiol throws a pick or you get a defensive turnover that scoop and score, something like that.
Miles Price, the return man, calls for the fair catch past the 30. We've got a penalty flag around the 35 after the punt from Oliver Straw.
During the kick, holding on the return team. 10-yard penalty is enforced from the end of the kick. First down, Texas Tech. Timeout.
That's the 7th penalty against Joey McGuire's team. Not doing themselves any favors on the road, trailing by 10, late third. That's where we find West Virginia leading Texas Tech by 10. 13-3 late third quarter here at Milan Pushkar Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia. Taj Brooks on the carry for the Red Raiders picks up about 4 on the first play of a new drive. Dustin Fox, what do you want to see from this Texas Tech offense as we go down the stretch here?
Well, like I said at halftime, I still think you have to stick with the ground game with Taj Brooks. He's an NFL-type running back. And then also, when you get zone coverage and you get a receiver open, you got to put the ball on the receiver.
They go back to Brooks, his 11th carry today. Ran into a couple of West Virginia defenders, but
still gets 4 yards.
Moves the pile ahead to set up third down and short. Brooks came in averaging over 7 yards per carry, second best in the league behind only Devin Neal of Kansas. He's at 4.9 today. Tech 1 of 10 on third down this afternoon. And Morton might be short on the quarterback keeper.
Another one of these 4th and inches coming up here.
Trey Lathan on the stop for West Virginia. It's 4th down. Are they going to go? This would be risky at their 30.
Well, you got a running back averaging 5 yards a carry.
They could let the clock wind and make the decision between the 3rd and 4th quarter. You got your backup quarterback in there, Baron Morton, the sophomore. Tyler Shuck went down in the 1st. They're going. Morton on the sneak. He gets some help from his friends behind him, and I think he's got enough for a first down.
No. I think it's pretty close.
No signal yet, aside from the fourth quarter signal from the Texas Tech sideline. Needed the 31.
Oh, they give it to him.
It is a first down. Looks like he broke the plane up the 31-yard line, right?
They've gone for it. Now, that's 3 times that they've gone for it and been stopped twice. Finally get one.
See Zach Kitley, the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, talking it over with his QB1 today. That's Baron Morton in for the injured Tyler Shuck. Texas Tech only trails by 10, and they're driving when we start the fourth quarter. On the carry, he moves the pile ahead, and he sets up second down and short. Drew Carter, Dustin Fox, Torrey Petrie back with you on a chilly Saturday here in Morgantown. West Virginia trying to beat Texas Tech for the first time under head coach Neil Brown in his 5th season, and also win 3 games in a row for the first time under the head coach. It's the Big 12 opener for both sides. Texas Tech has struggled offensively as you look at their offensive coordinator, Zach Kitley. Their starting quarterback, Tyler Shuck, went down with an ankle injury in the first quarter. Baron Morton is in there now. And now that they've moved the chains a couple times on this drive, maybe we see them crank the tempo up. Morton throws. It's on the money. Coy Aiken controls it.
Incomplete. Every pass, it seems, is getting bobbled here.
Beanie Bishop on the coverage. Aiken dropped it. Both officials along the sideline thought he brought it in, but it's second down and 10. You got to help your second string quarterback out, right?
I mean, if the quarterback puts it on you like that, you got to make the catch.
Texas Tech trying to build off their win over Tarleton State last week, 41-3, after 2 one-score losses to start the season at Wyoming and versus Oregon, who, by the way, is crushing Colorado right now. 3rd down and 9 coming up after Aubrey Burks makes another tackle from his safety position.
Man, he was in the backfield really like 2 seconds. It was like a heat-seeking missile coming up from his free safety spot. And now you're behind the chains, and you're forcing your backup quarterback to have to put the ball in the air.
West Virginia knows it's coming. McCray, the motion man for Texas Tech.
They know it's zone coverage.
Nobody followed him in motion. 3rd and 9. Morton's pass deflected up in the air. Incomplete. 4th down coming. Steady Eddie V. Edward Vesteren, and the junior from Helsinki was in there, along with Marcus Floyd, who again bringing pressure from the secondary. The offense is staying out there for Texas Tech. Yeah, Floyd got a piece of it, 24 and goal.
I don't know about this decision.
Here we go. They're in their own territory at the 44-yard line. It's the 4th down attempt today. Pressure coming on Morton. Feels it, flushed, throws on the run, complete.
What a catch on the outside.
Into West Virginia territory, Dre McCray makes the grab for a gain of 15.
McCray does such a good job hauling this pass in, knows it's 4th and 9, keeps the drive alive.
And now they spray it out on a screen pass to Ron Bradley. A solid gain on 1st down. You know, McCray was an FCS All-American at Austin Peay. Transferred into Texas Tech. He just made the biggest play of the game for them.
Huge. I mean, keep him in the ball game. I don't even know how Morton was able to escape the pocket and throw that on the run. That was a tremendous throw.
They brought 7 or 8 guys on that.
It was a house call blitz.
2nd and short. Brooks again on the carry. Splits a couple of defenders. Bounces it outside in the red zone. Still on his feet. Still in bounds. Taj Brooks inside the 10. Marcus Floyd and Malachi Ruffin felt like it took the entire defense to take him down.
And one thing you have to do as a defender is if you can't secure the tackle, you can't go for the football. And you see the players coming in trying to knock that ball out. That's Aubrey Brooks. If you can't make the tackle, Burks, I should say, you've got to get him on the ground. Excellent run.
Gain of 27 for Brooks. They will be tackling on Tuesday in West Virginia's practice.
No question.
Empty it out on 1st and goal for Morton. 13th play of the drive is a fade to the end zone. Flag comes in. Doesn't matter. Touchdown, Tech.
I think it's going to be offensive pass interference.
We'll see. Jerron Bradley, the 6'5" sophomore, brings it in.
I could be wrong. I thought there was a little bit of a push-off there. We'll find out.
On his head, Malachi Ruffin in coverage at 5'10".
Pass interference, number 14, defense.
Wow, okay.
The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
There was definitely a lot of contact from both the offense and the defense. Good job hauling it in. All of a sudden, this crowd has gone silent. And Drew, we were talking about this. It felt like Texas Tech was down like 30 points. They're just down a field goal now. Not to jinx the PAT here.
Don't listen to him, Gino Garcia. For his first extra point attempt of the afternoon. After a 13-play, 79-yard drive, Texas Tech is right back in this thing.
All of a sudden, a huge 4th down and 9 conversion for Tech, and they're right back in the game. We got a barn burner in Morgantown.
Well, don't look now, but Joey McGuire's Texas Tech team is leading the total yardage battle in this game after it felt like their offense was dead to rights for 3 quarters. After a 6-yard touchdown, they get 79 yards on a 13-play drive capped by a Jerron Bradley jump ball touchdown. This is a field goal game in the Big 12 opener.
And Dre McCray may have saved the day, no pun intended, but that 4th and 9 conversion, what a gutsy call by McGuire.
Reese Burkhart's kick returnable for West Virginia. They'll stay inside the 25. Tori Petrie, what you got?
Well, you guys might be wondering why in the world there is a Texas Tech coach with a tire over his shoulder on the sideline. Well, guys, it is a rallying cry they got from the movie Creed 2. There's a training sequence akin to Rocky running up the steps where Michael B. Jordan is in the ring and he and the other fighter both have to have 1 foot inside the tire and battle it out. It signifies that you cannot back down here in this 4th quarter. And hey, we've seen Texas Tech has got some fight in them still.
It's a great story. I like that.
They have risen off the mat. Looked like it might have been a TKO earlier, but they kept themselves within arm's distance of West Virginia, and they're right back in this game. Nico Marchiol going down. Looked like they might have got a piece of the face mask, and 3 flags come in. Tony Bradford Jr. is going to be called, number 97 for Tech.
Personal foul, face mask, number 97, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Felt like every man who has a flag threw it on that play.
Yeah, clearly grabs the face mask. Didn't need to do it. This was going to be either a sack or a no gain as the pocket collapses. Marchiol.
8 penalties for 82 yards against Texas Tech today. C.J. Donaldson. West Virginia has been conservative today with their 2nd-string quarterback Nico Marchiol in there. Garrett Green left on the 2nd possession of the backyard brawl last week. And the Mountaineers have only thrown 16 passes, one of them by a wide receiver, Traylon Ray, and that was their 38th rush attempt. Look at how they flipped the script here in the 2nd half.
Well, like I said to you, Drew, all the Red Raiders had to do was get 1 big drive or 1 big play. And that last drive, I should say, I mean, this game is in doubt at this point.
Changed everything. Remember, it was a 4th and 9 that McGuire went for, and they converted. Marchiol under duress, pump fakes, now keeps and picks up the first down into Texas Tech territory. Rid into the ground by Ben Roberts after a big gain of 17. And Marchiol grimacing a little bit. There's an injured Red Raider way back at the other 35.
Drew, I knew you covered Marchiol in high school. Not known to be the fastest guy in the world, but today has really done a nice job on the ground, getting outside the pocket, a lot of design quarterback runs, good awareness there to pick up that first down.
You wonder if he was using some colorful language because he went down on his shoulder or because he thought he was about ready to break free for a big gain. By the way, the injured Red Raider is Josiah Pierre, who's walking to the sideline now with a little help from the trainers. But you're right, Foxy. I covered him in high school at Hamilton High School, which was to this day the best comeback I've ever seen in person. His Huskies team was down 17 against Bishop Gorman, a powerhouse from Vegas, with 1:10 to play. They came back to win. 2 onside kicks, a field goal, 2 touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion. Marchiol ran in himself. Feels the pressure here, throws on the run, completes. It's Fox. He got blasted around the 30-yard line. Gain of 15.
Yeah, pressure was here early. Really good job by Marchiol stepping up in the pocket, delivers that strike to Fox on the far sideline. See the pressure, good awareness. See the southpaw.
That's a little different for the receivers. When we talked with the coaches, they said that's the biggest thing, is catching it from a lefty with a different spin as opposed to a righty. Donaldson watches that one in. 8-yard gain on first down. Well, Marchiol starting to feel it a little bit.
Well, and all of a sudden, both offenses here getting something going in the fourth quarter.
I mean, an elite offensive performance.
That was a painful third quarter to watch. I don't know that either team crossed midfield.
Remember, this is the first start of Marchiol's collegiate career. He took every rep with the first team in practice this week for the first time. On 2nd down and 2, back to Donaldson, swarmed and brought down for a loss. Jalen Hutchings on the stop. Tori?
Yeah. You know, guys, it is a little drier down here than it has been so far in this game. It had rained all the way up until this quarter. Maybe that's why these offenses are finally getting something going here, because we are finally having a little bit drier conditions down here on the field.
Certainly you can tell the rain has lightened up. Now on this big 3rd and 6, does Neil Brown trust his young quarterback to put it in the air?
They have not converted since the early 2nd quarter. Marchiol does put it in the air toward the end zone. Lots of contact and 2 flags. He was trying to get it to Preston Fox. C.J. Baskerville in coverage for Texas Tech.
And Baskerville knew he was beat. Doesn't get his head turned around quite in time.
Pass interference, number 9, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
When you're in that defeated position, you've got to get your head turned around, and he just, too much contact, pushing Fox to the ground.
He just barreled right through him.
Yeah.
That's the 4th defensive penalty on 3rd down for Texas Tech.
How many penalties have been on Tech so far?
9 in total.
Jeez.
And it's West Virginia has converted just 3 times on their own. And Texas Tech has given them 4 first downs. First and 10 from the 12. Anderson this time brings it just inside the 10.
You can see there's Baskerville, who was called for the PI. Very frustrated on the sidelines. If you're a Texas Tech defender, you can still get off the field here, force a field goal, and see if your offense can get you back in the game.
Cortez Braham at the top of your screen. It's like one-on-one coverage. Marchiol looks to the other side, throws, touchdown, Mountaineers. Cole Taylor back in the end zone. Nico Marchiol, a touchdown pass in his first career start. Michael Hayes out to tack on the PAT. Marchiol completes 3 in a row for the first time today. He was perfect on the drive. 3 of 3 for 32 yards.
What a response by the Mountaineers. First touchdown drive of the game for the Red Raiders, and then they come back and they find their big tight end, Cole Taylor, 6'7", in the house.
Suddenly the offenses have come to life. Nico Marchiol throws a touchdown to Cole Taylor, responding to Texas Tech's touchdown pass from Baron Morton to Jerron Bradley. And West Virginia back on top by 10. Michael Hayes handles the kickoff duties for West Virginia. Returnable kick for McCray. Trying to find a sliver of space, now turns the corner and scampers out of bounds past the 25-yard line. Let's go back down to Tori Petrie on the field.
Guys, there's starting to be a little bit more energy down here on the sideline. That third quarter was very wet, very rainy. It's dried up down here now, though, and guys are bouncing around a lot. I think that it's a renewed energy after those last two scores. There's still some fighting left to do in this game.
It's like this game had an espresso, right?
A little bit of a pick-me-up.
Red Raiders embark on a new drive from the 25. Play clock down to 5. Baron Morton, the sophomore quarterback, in for the injured Tyler Shuck, throws, completes. Tiptoeing out of bounds, Xavier White. A hybrid type player. You'll see him at running back, you'll see him at receiver. They rotate through a lot of skill position guys. And they're starting to get the wheels turning on offense, but is it too little too late? Morton gives to Taj Brooks, and he is an NFL-type player, stepping through tackles and moving the chains. Lee Koba finally made the stop for West Virginia.
And you see the tempo that Texas Tech plays with, and you're right, Brooks is, goodness, that guy can get through a phone booth.
Morton throws on first down, complete over the middle. He's got the tight end, Baylor Cupp. Cupp at 6'6", actually the short guy in the tight end room, next to Mason Tharp, who's at 6'9".
I could put together a basketball team between both of these squads' tight ends.
Morton throws, incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Brown. Morton now 8 for his last 13. The Texas Tech fans are excited about this guy out of Eastland, Texas. He was a consensus 4-star, according to 24/7 Sports, the highest rated quarterback to sign with the Red Raiders. They've had some good ones, including
They've had some really good ones,
including the best quarterback on the planet right now in Patrick Mahomes. 2nd and 10, the give to Cameron Valdez. First time we've seen him today. Makes it halfway to the line to gain. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Now, and you obviously know Joey McGuire's tendencies. This is always going to be 4th down territory.
It's a great point.
Offside,
2 plays.
Number 32 defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 2nd down.
Okay, so that flag was down on the sideline. And I couldn't tell if it was, you know, a piece of gear for one of the teams or if it was an actual penalty flag. So it's 2nd and 5 instead of 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I've seen a few of the players have like the yellow mouthpieces that have fallen on the ground. It's hard to tell if it's a flag. You're right. A lot of yellow here today, or gold as they call it, right? The gold rush.
Brooks, the running back next to Morton, who looks to throw on 2nd and 5, trying to step through the pressure. And he goes down after a gain of 2. Fatorma Malba applied the initial heat, 54 in goal. Another 3rd down here for Texas Tech. They're going fast. Morton spins it out. It's caught by Jordan Brown. He's out of bounds. I think he's a little short. It'll be 4th down and 1. I think there's no doubt.
No,
they're going.
You have to go for this.
Check that, 4th down and 2.
Oh, they marked him way short.
Yep. Tech is 2 for 4 on 4th down today. One of the most aggressive teams in the country on 4th down. Not even a question this time. Under 6 minutes to play.
You got to give the football to Brooks here.
That's what they do. They need 2 yards, and they get a lot more inside the 35. He was chopped down by Beanie Bishop. Taj Brooks gains 8.
I love the play call here. You bring Baylor Cupp, the tight end, back across the formation, gets a great block.
And they're in a hurry now. Morton can't convert. He had an open man over the middle. It was Coy Aiken who dropped a pass earlier. Sean Martin applied the pressure for West Virginia.
And he took a lick at the end of this play. You're kind of getting in that territory, Drew, where if you do get the 4th down, you may want to consider the field goal. You're down 10 points.
You got 3 timeouts. Right, you kick the field goal, you make it a touchdown game.
That's right.
Morton throws incomplete again between the hashes. That was Jerron Bradley who caught the touchdown for Texas Tech. Malachi Ruffin in coverage again on number 9.
That's good coverage by Ruffin. It was an RPO, and he's just trying to throw a quick slant off to the right side, and excellent coverage by Ruffin. And this is a defense, they do not play a lot of man. Even on 3rd downs, they play a lot of zone. Let's see if they decide to try to run the football, just get a few yards to put yourself in field goal territory.
3rd down and 10. Morton throws the corner route. That's a beauty of a ball to Bradley. 1st down, Red Raiders. What a throw from the youngster.
Best throw of the day by far. What a beautiful throw between 2 defenders. And look how fast they're going.
Well, you mentioned the zone, Fox. He had to drop it in that window. Throws on the run, just gets rid of it. There were 2 Red Raiders somewhat in the vicinity. Jared Bartlett was in the backfield right away.
Well, that was such a huge play because now you're guaranteeing yourself an opportunity at a field goal to make it a 1-score game.
Remember, Gino Garcia, their kicker, he's got a big leg.
He's got a big leg. He does.
This is well within his range.
Oh, yeah.
5 minutes even to play in this 4th quarter. 12th play of the drive coming up for the Red Raiders. Morton dumps it. Brooks got leveled. Big collision as Brooks could not haul it in. Trey Lathan hit him with a blindside hit.
It's probably better he did drop the pass. Clock stops and he was going to lose yardage anyway. A lot of pressure. Whew. He got decked.
Morton throws, end zone, incomplete. Marcus Floyd got a hand of it. Hand on it. He has been active today. Jerron Bradley, the intended target.
Yeah, you got to take the points here. 4:49 to go. Trying to force this throw into the back of the end zone. It's actually pretty good coverage. To be able to kind of pivot like that, almost like a basketball move.
It looked like he stepped on Bradley's foot. Bradley was looking for a flag. But I think that might have been incidental.
Incidental contact, yeah. Big kick coming up here.
Gino Garcia out for a 34-yard attempt. He made it from 39 earlier. High snap. And Garcia splits him. Great job by the holder, Austin McNamara, the super senior from Gilbert, Arizona. Put down the high snap from Jackson Knotts, and Garcia makes this a 1-score game. The battery gets the job done. Under 5 to play in regulation here in Morgantown. West Virginia's lead has been trimmed to a touchdown. They try to snap a 4-game losing streak in this series against Texas Tech and win their conference opener. Reese Burkhart, junior from Andalusia, Alabama, kicks it away for the Red Raiders. Returnable for the Mountaineers. Beanie Bishop near the 25. And he'll be twisted down there as we check in with Torrey Petrie. Hold on. Texas Tech.
Did that ball come out?
Texas Tech thinks they've got the ball.
The ruling in the field is that the player's forward progress was stopped. First down, West Virginia.
Wow. Well, speaking of Texas Tech trying to take the football away, let's go down to Tori.
Yeah, I guarantee what Joey McGuire is saying on the sidelines to his team right now is we are TTU Take 3 University. He says when you take away 3 balls, it increases your chances of winning to 93%. They've had 2 already in this game. I guarantee you he wants another one here.
And they were close to another one there, Tori. We might have to take another look at that. They ruled the forward progress stopped, and they will. This is going to be a reviewable play.
The previous play is under further review.
The tough thing about this one, Dustin, is you're going to have to look at it really in real time, maybe listen for a whistle.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And these are always tough, right? Because it's really a judgment call by the officials on the field. So what we're looking for here is, was the forward progress stopped?
Well, you know, obviously can't hear the whistle there. It's hard to see what the, it's hard to see what the ball is ripped out.
I'm wondering, Dustin, if he's on top of a Texas Tech player. Yep. Yeah, Bishop not down yet. And then maybe the ball came out before he hit the deck on the other side.
Is that Cameron Watts, 21, who strips the ball out, I believe? He was the one who was kind of like falling to the ground and strips it out at the last moment.
What was announced on the field is not necessarily that he was down, but that Bishop's forward progress was stopped. We're going to play it back with sound. Listen for the whistle here. That's neck and neck. That's neck and neck.
I think it's going to stand.
Yeah, it's really tough to overturn that.
After further review, the ruling in the field stands. First down, West Virginia.
Now, if the whistle hadn't blown, then you could have reviewed if the ball were actually out. But what was being reviewed was the forward progress, and they ruled that he was stopped. And so now you start doing the math. Under 5 to play. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. New rule in college football this year: the clock does not stop to reset the chains on a first down until you're under 2 minutes. Nico Marchiol to throw on the first play of the drive. He lobs it up, incomplete. Ooh, that was close. He almost had E.J. Horton, a guy they're really excited about in that building. He's got tons of speed, and he almost broke one there.
Yeah, he breaks between 2 defenders right here at the end of the play. Oh, goodness, that could have been a touchdown. I'm a little surprised that West Virginia, up just 7, coming out here throwing, taking a shot with 4.5 to go.
They've been run heavy all day. They'll throw again. This time it's complete. It's Devin Carter on the screen. They'll gain half the yardage they need. Now 3rd down and 5 after Tyreek Matthews makes the tackle. I mean, do you run here on 3rd down?
I would have ran on 1st and 2nd down.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, of course, but I mean,
a deep shot though on 1st down. That is surprising.
Yeah.
Four minutes to play. Fox the motion man. Marchiol to throw on 3rd and 4, incomplete. So 2 incompletions and a 3 and out. He was looking for Devin Carter again.
Now that's a drive that I think fans are going to look back at and be a little bit concerned. What are we doing? Because you've got these great running backs. You've ran the ball well all day. And you got a 7-point lead. So Texas Tech has so much time left. They've got all their timeouts. This is going to be a very interesting finish, Drew.
Neil Brown, who calls the plays, gets aggressive. And it stops the clock twice. Straw out to punt with 3:52 to play. Miles Price waves for the fair catch just inside his own 30. Texas Tech on their last 2 possessions, 2 drives, 27 plays, 138 yards and 10 points on a touchdown and a field goal. Compare that to their 9 previous possessions. They had 122 total yards. So they have outdone themselves on the last 2 drives alone.
I think what has happened is they've finally been able to get some first downs. It's allowed their defense to kind of wake up a little bit as well. And then Baron Morton, this guy's getting some confidence here in this 4th quarter. You can see the ability this young man has as the former 4-star recruit.
He played almost the entire second half last week in the blowout win over Tarleton. A much different scenario here as he hands to Taj Brooks. He stumbles ahead for a gain of 4.
Yeah, and really for Texas Tech, there doesn't have to be a sense of urgency. There's plenty of time left with all those timeouts as well.
Brooks has been uber effective today, up to 118 yards on 18 carries. They go back to him, and again Brooks refusing to go down. He might have a first down here with forward progress. Clock continues to wind. That is a first down for Texas Tech. This is when they love to hit their tempo, right when the chains move for the first time on a drive. Morton lofts it up the sideline, incomplete. Good coverage from Beanie Bishop. Is Jordan Brown the intended target?
See, and that's the one I don't understand in terms of the contact. You know, the defensive back is in the face, doesn't turn his head around. Maybe they think it was uncatchable because it was near the sideline, but there's a lot of contact there.
Wow, for a former cornerback to be saying that.
I keep it real.
We all appreciate that. Back to Brooks. Puts his foot in the ground and picks up another solid gain. Give him 7 on 2nd and 10. Sean Martin makes the tackle for West Virginia.
The guy just gets positive yards. It's just amazing.
And again, shakes off a couple of tackles, but he's short. 4th down and 1.
The guy's averaging almost 7 yards a carry. Just keep giving him the football.
Texas Tech is 3 for 5 on 4th down. Zach Kitley makes the call. This could decide it here.
Coming back with that exact same play they ran last 4th down.
They give it to Brooks. He tests the left side. He's got the first down into West Virginia territory. Malachi Ruffin made the tackle, and you see the clock stops as we're under 2 minutes.
Drew, that was the exact same play they ran on the previous 4th down. This time they ran it to the opposite side to come back to the left with that motion with Baylor Cupp as the lead blocker.
They've run it 35 times for almost $150. Morton to throw on first down. Again, they're looking for Brown up the left sideline. Incomplete. He made the catch, but he was out of bounds. Beanie Bishop again in coverage.
I'll be curious to see how far out of bounds he was. That was a tremendous effort to haul that football in. And again, as the weather has gotten better, you're seeing the football come out of Baron Morton's hands much, much cleaner.
The previous play is under further review.
Now the replay operators are earning their paycheck today.
Brown does a tremendous job with his concentration. This is like a center fielder. He's got one down there. Does he have control? Ooh. Boy, that's real close. I thought it was close from our vantage point.
This will be a great look.
Yeah, you're right. This will be the best look.
You got to time it up. Does he have control when that left foot is down? That's close.
There have been so many, like, really tough calls in this ball game.
Donald Caprell is the replay official. Have yourself some moonshine after the game, Donald. You've earned it. This will be a tough one and a massive, massive call. Right in front of the head coach, Neil Brown. Great effort from Jordan Brown and a good ball from Baron Morton.
We'll take a look in real time here. I think that's a catch. I think that's a catch.
I'm with you. I think they overturned this.
Yeah? I think you're right, partner.
After further review, the receiver caught the ball inbounds and maintained possession all the way through. It will be first down at the 23-yard line.
26-yard gain for Brown. Well, I mean, what a catch.
That is just such a high-level catch. Drew, you may see that on SportsCenter Top 10.
Later tonight.
So crafty how he caught it going out of bounds.
Brooks joins Morton in the backfield, and they give it to 28. The senior from Manor, Texas, brings Texas Tech into the red zone. Anthony Wilson on the stop. Brooks coming off a career performance last week with 158. He's up to 137 today, and they go back to him. Patient running from Brooks. It'll be third down and about 2.
I know it's a little early here with about a minute to go, but if you scored, you consider going for 2. Joey McGuire has been a gambler all day. You got a backup quarterback on the road. I don't know. I may consider it.
Well, first things first, you got to get in the end zone.
You got to get in the end zone, but I'm thinking ahead if I'm Joey McGuire.
The clock's winding under a minute to play. Texas Tech still with all 3 timeouts. They are 2 for 16 on third down. They want it all. End zone incomplete. They were looking for the running back, Nehemiah Martinez. And here comes fourth down. And this might be the game.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised they take this shot to the running back on a 3rd and 2 when you've been gashing this defense with Taj Brooks, especially in this 4th quarter.
They're 3 for 3 on fourth down in the 4th quarter. And Joey McGuire will talk it over.
Timeout. Texas Tech, their first.
What are the odds they come back to the exact same play call they've been running the last 2 fourth down conversions?
Maybe run it until they stop you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Brooks time. Texas Tech has converted 3 fourth downs already in the 4th quarter. They face another one. 4th down and 2. Texas Tech in the ring against West Virginia in the Big 12 conference opener. Joey McGuire going for it again. They're 3 for 3 on 4th down in the 4th quarter. And before they do, timeout.
The cat and mouse game continues.
Timeout. West Virginia, their first of the half.
I think Neil Brown's going to huddle him up and say, let's keep an eye on 28.
It will be a full timeout.
Brooks.
Yeah, I think you have to consider whatever you're doing here defensively for West Virginia. It's a run blitz. you know. And from Texas Tech's standpoint, how aggressive do you want to be? Do you want to hit him with the play action, try to hit it, maybe Taj in the flat? Maybe you hit one of your big tight ends? You may think I'm crazy. I would run the exact same play that he ran the last 2 4th downs. Let's take a look at what Taj Brooks has done this afternoon. As this young man, I've been so impressed watching him as we prepare for this game, and just watching his ability to get through tight spaces, his physicality. He carries tacklers. He never goes down in first contact. Just look at how he can get through that phone booth, the tight windows. He has put the team on his back here, especially in the second half. Biggest play of the game right now.
This is the game. 4th down and 2. Morton hands to Brooks around the left side, turns the corner, 1st down, Texas Tech. He beat Beanie Bishop to the spot, and he moves the chains.
The speed to bounce this outside, and Bishop has got tremendous speed, one of the best returners as well for West Virginia. That was just all effort by Taj Brooks. Now we got things getting pretty interesting here in Morgantown.
Brooks to the sideline. Nehemiah Martinez is the running back who splits out wide. Morton after the pump fake, lobs it, end zone, incomplete. Jordan Brown, the intended target. Bishop in coverage for West Virginia.
Boy, I thought Caleb Rogers got away with the false start right there, right tackle. I thought he jumped early, and the officials missed him. Watch the right tackle. Well, it's a little close. If you're watching that Chiefs game in the NFL a couple weeks back, they were calling that like crazy.
Brooks back in the game.
Still time to run the ball. You got 2 timeouts.
Interesting motion from Brooks. They fake it to him. Morton looks to throw. End zone. His tight end Tharp couldn't squeeze it. Beanie Bishop,
yeah,
knocked it away. He is everywhere.
I'd say Bishop just redeemed himself for that last play where he got out leveraged on the 4th and 2 run. Look at that. Perfect timing.
Texas Tech is 2 for 17 on 3rd down tonight. But in the 4th quarter, they're 4 for 4 on 4th down. Baron Morton, the young quarterback, spins it. End zone incomplete. He had his man wide open. It was a little too tall for Jaden York.
And York is 6'4", 250. He's got to get it over top of the linebacker's head. Trey Lathan's 19. He jumps up. You've got to get it high. Nearly comes up with the play of the game. So here's your ball game, folks.
How many times have we said that already?
About 5 times in the last 2 minutes.
Timeout. Texas Tech. Their second of the half. It will be a full timeout.
Okay, so it's 4th down and 10. You're probably not going to run the same play with Taj Brooks. You got to throw. You got a young quarterback in Baron Morton. He is, in terms of completion percentage, sub 40% today.
Yeah.
So what are you dialing up here if you're the offensive coordinator, Zach Kitley?
It's got to be something over the middle, I think, to one of those big tight ends. I'm torn because you've got an inexperienced quarterback in probably the toughest spot he's ever played in college football, right? Huge moment, huge opportunity. I love that last play call. That was the right call. The ball is just about an inch too high for York.
And York might have mistimed his jump as well.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I certainly would hit him with some motion here to try and figure out what the defense is in pre-snap.
Baron Morton, the son of a coach. Maybe the biggest play of his career here. 4th down and 10. Morton looking middle. Pass was deflected and incomplete.
The pressure got home.
Marcus Floyd again. He is a safety who's playing like a DN today. He's been in the backfield 4 or 5 times, and he got to Morton.
Look at Neil Brown on the sidelines. He is pumped. What a stop.
I mean, you know how big this game is for Neil Brown. First time beating Texas Tech as head coach at West Virginia in his 5th try. First time winning 3 games in a row. They say trust the climb. They beat Pittsburgh, their biggest rival, last week, and they're in victory formation here in the Big 12 opener.
What a gutsy performance. I would say for both squads and both young quarterbacks, because neither one thought they'd be in this situation going into this game. But the Mountaineers defense, frankly, they were the story all afternoon. They get the job done on the final play of the game.
Nico Marchiol is 1-0 as the starting quarterback at West Virginia. They defeat Texas Tech for the first time in the last 5 tries. 20-13 the final for Morgantown. What a moment for Marchiol, a guy who just wins ball games. The numbers will not blow you away. 78 passing yards, a couple of picks, the 1 touchdown, 12 of 21. But the only stat they care about, 1-0. As they start to play country roads, let's send it down to Tori.
Thanks, Drew. Coach, your first win against Texas Tech here at West Virginia. What did this one mean to you?
Well, I used to work there, and never did I dream that this would be the last team that we beat in the Big 12. But they've had our number. Man, I thought our kids just competed really, really hard. I'm so happy for our staff. A lot of adversity in the game, some which we created. And, you know, for us to finish it in that fashion, man, just a really big win. And I say this every time when we win games, right? It's the best tradition in all of college football.
It really is. Such a special moment here at Milan Pushcart. Coach, your defense made a huge stand there at the end. What's going through your mind as you're watching them on the field?
Well, you know, I've got a lot of belief in them, not just the players, but our staff. Really believe. We've been doing this for a long time, and we've been in a lot of close games over the years, and I knew we could overcome it. You know, they played great, had one drive the whole game, and we bowed up right there. That's big. That's a championship win right there. You know, that team was picked 1, 2, or 3 in our league. We were picked 14th. 14 out of 14, that's where we were picked. Now we're 1-0 in the league. Now we got to keep it rolling.
All right, Coach, last question for you. Got to ask you about your quarterback, Nico Marchiol. He gets out there and plays today in his first time as a starter. What did you think of the way he played?
You know, we got to be better on offense, and we got to be better around him. We didn't play very well today, and that's not necessarily on him. We just didn't play very well all around him. But I thought he did some really good things, made some key throws on the last touchdown drive that gave us a little breathing room there, and we needed it.
Thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate it. We've got Nico Marchiol here as well. We'll see if we can grab him. Nico, can we grab you for a second here? Obviously, a huge win for him. Your first win as a starter, not your first win ever, but how did it feel to get that one as a starter today?
Oh, man. You know, I was just telling my mom and dad about this moment right here, being interviewed on the field. There's no feeling like it. To know that this was all through preparation, you know. Obviously, quarterback play wasn't at the highest level, but that's why you play the game. That's why you have guys like I have on my offense. I'm so thankful to be here. I'm so blessed for this opportunity. I'm taking it all in right now. I'm just very, very happy to be in this situation.
Your defense did a lot for you today. What are you thinking? The game's not in your hands there at the end. It's in your defense's hands. What's your thoughts on the sideline?
Oh, man, you know, those are the ones you live for. Like me and Garrett were talking on the sidelines, you know, where we were wishing we were that quarterback because those are the plays you live for, you know? Our defense is up there with some of the best in the country, and what a blessing for me. I get to go against that every week, you know? So, I mean, just an outstanding performance by them across the board.
Congratulations on the win, Nico. Drew, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, Tori, West Virginia fans might be looking at their future QB1, Nico Marchiol, now 1-0 as the starter for the Mountaineers. Foxy, pretty good finish, man.
Like he said, it doesn't matter how you win these games, especially at home. They were picked to finish 14th in the league, now 1-0 in league play. And maybe the seat for Neil Brown's not quite as hot as it was yesterday afternoon.
Maybe it's going in the refrigerator as they cool it down a little bit. He's won 3 games in a row for the first time as West Virginia's coach. Meanwhile, Texas Tech, they dropped to 1-3. All 3 of those losses by just 1 score. So for our entire crew, led by John Wilson and Luke Cussero, Dustin Fox, and Tori Petrie here at Milan Puskar Stadium, I'm Drew Carter saying so long for Morgantown. Final score, West Virginia 20, Texas Tech 13. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. West Virginia undefeated in conference play to start after they were picked 14. This has been a presentation of ESPN.